Two teams that are separated by just an hour, and they happen to be two of the hottest offenses in the country. Two teams that share the same area code. Here, welcome inside the beautiful Prasco Park. I'm Gavin Stark, alongside my co-host Bryan Miller, and we have a great one for you today. It's the Nuxhall Classic here at Prasco Park. The Miami RedHawks and the Cincinnati Bearcats go head-to-head. Two teams very familiar with themselves for many different reasons. Last year, played a few times and also met up at a regional together. Did not end up playing against each other in that regional, but two teams that made it to that Knoxville regional and played each other as well. Miami not able to pick up any wins in that regional. UC was able to beat a Wake Forest team in impressive fashion, but today the RedHawks come off of a big sweep, Bryan, against the Ball State Cardinals, and one where Ball State came into that series actually on top of the MAC, and they left Oxford that Saturday evening fourth in the MAC, and the RedHawks continue to climb in those MAC standings. We have a non-conference slate here on this Wednesday, and now the RedHawks with a huge opportunity to get a Power 4 victory. We'll step aside and give it to the PA announcer for the national anthem, and then we'll resume with action here. First pitch just minutes away from Prasco Park. Welcome back at Prasco Park. Just moments away from the opening pitch, and as we get underway here, we'll go through the lineups today. The RedHawks will be the home team, so Cincinnati will bat first. So we'll go through that Cincinnati batting lineup here first. Batting in the one hole, it's Ryan Taransky. Batting in the two hole, the first baseman, Quentin Coates, is a guy who we will talk a lot about throughout this entire broadcast. Number 14, Jackson Smith at second base in the three hole. And at cleanup, number 7, Jack Natalie. He's also the designated hitter today. Wearing number 42 is Derek Pitts, and playing center field in that 5 position in the lineup. At the 6th position, wearing number 9, it's Enzo Infeliz, playing behind the dish as well today. In the 7th spot, wearing number 21 is Cal Sefcik. He's in left field. At the 8th spot, it's number 19, Charlie Niehaus, who's playing shortstop today. Wearing number 5 and rounding out the order is Jackson Reardon, who will play third base today. And for the RedHawks on the other end, it's Marcus Dirks to start things off for the RedHawks like normal, playing center field. And in the 2 spot, it's Evan Applewick with all the power playing first base. And it's Tommy Harrison, who had 3 home runs in 3 games this past weekend against Ball State, looking to continue to stay hot at the plate. He'll be in the 3 spot playing right field. Ryan Novak at left field, wearing number 31. Ignacio Gonzalez will be in the 5 spot playing shortstop. And behind the dish today, Matt Buffington will get the start. He'll play catcher. He had a home run Saturday, as well, and has been really, really hot at the plate as of recently. And Dom Krupinski will be in the 7th spot playing third base. Diego Cruz will play second and bat 8th. And designated hitting once again will be Christopher Roa at the 9th spot playing cleanup. He has been really good at the DH spot. But Bryan, let's talk about the bats for Miami here. I mean, obviously starting out in the field, but when you talk about that series against Ball State, that's the main thing that you can really grab from that is these guys scored 41 runs in 3 games.
Yeah, really emphatic. A tremendous series win for the Miami RedHawks. You kind of coming off of that sweep at Northern Illinois a few weeks ago, you kind of wonder where Miami's going to go as far as the rest of their season. And then you take 2 out of 3 at Kent State, consistently one of the best teams in the MAC. And then the next weekend, a dominating sweep over Ball State, as you mentioned, Gavin, outscoring the Cardinals 41-14, hitting 10 home runs against Ball State as well. Just a tremendous performance for Miami. It's the lineup that could certainly rake, and they'll look to continue it against a very solid Bearcat squad here today.
A Bearcat squad that was swept by Oklahoma State this past weekend, so we got a team who swept their series in conference play over on the Mid-American Conference side, and then UC was swept in the Big 12 side against Oklahoma State. Jake Tedesco will get the start, his 3rd of the season for the RedHawks on the mound. Tedesco on the season with a 4.50 ERA, win-loss record of 1-0. His 3rd start of the season in 12 innings of pitch, and here we go. First pitch is in there for a strike, and we are underway here. It's the Nuxhall Classic here at Prasco Park. Settle in, and thank you so much for tuning in here on Red Hawk Radio today. I'm Gavin Stark alongside Bryan Miller, and we are thrilled to have you here at Prasco Park. 0-1, swung on and missed. Looks like Taransky just got a piece of that baseball, but it was put into the back of the glove of Buffington, and quickly Tedesco gets ahead of the count.
And Tedesco off to a very aggressive start. Not scared to find the strike zone against the lefty Taransky.
The 0-2. Chomped past Gonzalez, and it's a base hit. A leadoff guy for the RedHawks. Taransky grounded first hard, but stays put at first. Leadoff guy on for the Bearcats with no outs.
Yeah, with 2 strikes on, Taransky just pushing it opposite way. That one slicing away from the shortstop Gonzalez, just out of his reach. Good piece of hitting there for the lefty Taransky.
Taransky behind on that count, 0-2, but gets on base with it on the 3rd pitch. And now it's Quentin Coates. We said we talk a lot about him, so here we go. Let's get it started. He has 20 home runs on the season, ladies and gentlemen. He is one of the most impressive players in college baseball this season. Midway through the season, named to that mid-season All-American first team. This guy has been phenomenal at the dish. A really good first baseman as well. And couldn't say enough good things about Quentin Coates. This one fouled backwards.
Yeah, and if you're Tedesco, you really can't be too consistent on the types of pitches that you throw someone like Coates. You don't want to give him too many looks at either your fastball or your breaking stuff. You're going to have to change up the speeds on him often.
Quickly, Tedesco ahead of the count on Quentin Coates here. Once again, two batters he's faced. He's gotten ahead of the count. No balls and 2 strikes in both of those. The 0-2. Swung on and sent down third baseline, foul. Rolled into the dugout of Miami there on the left end. Miami wearing the red tops with the white bottoms, red hats, and you see in the all grays with black numbering. Prasco Park with a really good crowd today as well, and an amazing complex with the best concessions you will ever see. It is a whole parade of food trucks, and it's almost too much for me to handle, I think, Bryan. That one upstairs, the first ball of this at-bat against Quentin Coates.
Yeah, it's the type of place, if you're building a baseball stadium, it would look exactly like Prasco Park. You have all these pizza trucks outside today. Anytime you can get pizza and ice cream before the game is your official media meal, that's the way I would run things.
Yeah, they do it very well here at Prasco Park, all high class. That pitch upstairs as well. And that'll even up the count here on Quentin Coates. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Coates has fought his way back into this at-bat.
And not a bad pitch there by Tedesco, just not enough late break against the righty Coates.
Tedesco gets set. Here comes the 2-2. In there for a strike. He punched him out, looking, and Quentin Coates will head back to the dugout here in the first out. Recorded for the RedHawks. The first strikeout of the day for Jake Tedesco is a backwards K on Quentin Coates.
Yeah, almost the same exact pitch from Tedesco, just able to drop it a little lower in the zone and get Coates out looking. Very gutsy at bat there for the pitcher Tedesco. Great job by him.
Turansky stays put at first. 1 out now on the board. Now it's Jackson Smith as throwback to first. A little wayward, but Applewick able to regroup and gather that one as Turansky will stay put at first.
And this is a Cincinnati squad that is well known for their aggressiveness on the base pass. Have 77 stolen bases this season, the most in the Big 12.
Jackson Smith, the batter here. That pitch in there for a strike. Tedesco has a good feel for the zone to start off. He's faced 3 batters, looking good on the mound. First pitch strikes, 100% so far.
That's exactly what you're looking for if you're Bryan Smiley and this Miami coaching staff. Fill up the strike zone.
Throw back to first. Turansky will get back in time. Smith, the batter, right now for the Bearcats, a sophomore from Channahon, Illinois. A fun fact, a transfer from Bradley. Adds experience to the infield group. We know all about Bradley on the basketball end for the RedHawks, as we got a transfer from there on the basketball end this season. Being Almar Atlas, and he ended up being a good addition for that basketball team for the RedHawks.
And as of right now, will be back for Miami next year. Obviously, don't want to speak too soon when it comes to the transfer portal, but would love to have Double-A back next season in the red and white.
The 1-1 on Turansky. Turansky goes. He's safe at second. Stumbled over my words there. Turansky ran. Tedesco caught it in time, but Turansky makes it to second and just kind of went all for it. When he was caught, he just continued to go full gas to second, and he was called safe. So now a runner in scoring position for the Bearcats with 1 out, as Jackson Smith still at the plate here for the Bearcats. 1-1. Just outside the zone for ball number 2.
Yeah, Tedesco not missing by very much on especially on his breaking stuff today. And yeah, for Turansky in that type of situation, if you get caught, especially against a lefty, just head straight to second as hard as you can. Force the first baseman to make a strong throw, and the throw from Applewick just a little high, and the speedy Turansky able to get in.
Comes the 2-1. Upstairs for ball number 3. Runner in scoring position. And Ryan Turansky, who's the leadoff guy who got on base for the Bearcats. And Smith now just a ball away from getting to first. 1 out on the board. The 3-1. Bunt shown. Pitch in for a strike to run the count full.
And in addition to the stolen bases, this is a Cincinnati squad that will show bunt and drop bunt often as well. It's the patented Bischel ball from the head coach Jordan Bischel in his 3rd season. He's done a great job rejuvenating this Cincinnati Bearcat baseball program with his unique style offensively.
That pitch just outside of the zone for ball number 4. And Jackson Smith will take his base, the first walk of this ball game.
It was a hard-earned walk for Smith. Had to lay off a couple very intriguing pitches, but able to look them off and make his way to first. And you see with a little bit of a rally going, Miami's going to have to step up here.
Jack Natalie will bat now for the Bearcats, the junior out of Venetia, Pennsylvania. Transfer from Rutgers, bring Big Ten experience to this ball club. Plays in the Big 12, and you talked about it, Brian, briefly right there. They transitioned to the Big 12. It's now their 3rd season in the Big 12, and I think UC has thrived the most out of that in baseball.
Yeah,
and
I'd say so for sure.
And a lot of people expect that to be football or basketball, but as of right now, what Bischel has done for this UC program, he has really thrived and done a good job with this team, and I think it's partially due to them going over to the Big 12, playing these better teams, but they're also getting better guys on this squad, and crazy good offensively. Tedesco ahead of the count. 0-2 quickly here on Jack Natalie, designated hitter for the day. Looks off Taransky at second and throws towards second, but Taransky back easily to second base. Over at second base for the RedHawks is, as usual, Diego Cruz, and to the left of him, to the right of him is Ignacio Gonzalez at short. Taransky at second, Smith at first. This one hit to left field. Diving play not being able to be made there by Novak. One run will score for UC. Here comes a second as the ball gets stuck all the way to the back wall. It's a triple double RBI. Jack Natalie. A standing triple.
Yeah, that one just very well hit by the batter for UC. Novak kind of had a tough read on it as it was slicing away from him, made a diving attempt. And with the way the dimensions are set up here at Prasco Park, the left field wall kind of goes straight back at an angle about maybe a quarter of the way in between left field and center field. Could be a little tricky for outfielders if you're not used to playing here. And that was the case for Novak and Cincinnati on the board early.
Cincinnati with a quick 2-0 lead here with just one out on the board for the RedHawks. Now just 90 feet from scoring is Jack Natalie after he hit that triple. Ball actually kind of got stuck over on the left field wall, and it's kind of a really close play from Novak to make off the initial first read that he had. Just kind of flew past his glove off the diving effort, and the ball kind of got in no man's land. Scored 2 runs easily. Now it's Derek Pitts, the center fielder for UC. Sophomore out of St. Louis, Missouri. This one hit high and deep towards right center field. Going back on it and making the catch is Dirks, but that will score a run. Jack Natalie gets across home plate. Now UC ahead quickly, 3-0.
Yeah, Pitts just able to do a job there, able to sky that one in the right center gap. Way too deep to make a throw there if you're Marcus Dirks, at least a competitive throw. But if you're Tedesco right now, at least you have a clean slate to work with. Just get one more out here, try to limit the damage.
Yeah, bases are now empty. Tedesco, no worries about that. Hasn't seen that since the first at-bat of this inning. First pitch inside and upstairs.
And now back-to-back at-bats for Tedesco, where he has missed the strike zone on the first pitch. Did a great job of it early, but now struggling with his command a little bit.
Enzo Infeliz, the batter, he's behind the dish today for the Bearcats. Looking to continue this inning for the Bearcats, and Tedesco in this RedHawk defense looking to go ahead and get the bats out and start the bottom of the first here. Right now, the Bearcats lead 3-0 here in the top. 1-0 just misses the zone for ball number 2.
It didn't miss by very much. At least Tedesco in this at-bat has been competitive enough to get at least close to the zone. But got to find it here on the 3-0.
3-0 in there for a strike to keep the at-bat going here. Tedesco looking to fight back in this at-bat here. Record the 3rd out of the inning. Can the RedHawks get off the field? Here comes a 3-1. Hit and fouled backwards. Running the count full here. Tedesco has battled his way back.
Yeah, Philly's fouling that one straight back. We're right behind home plate today, Gavin. Every time a ball gets hit in our direction, I keep flinching. I should know much better than that. I know the netting is in front of us, but I have the window open. I can't help myself but flinch.
We have a good spot here inside Prasco Park. This one hits off the glove, and Tedesco loses his glove. Throw made to first, a little off first base. Applewick has to leave, and a runner gets to first base in Infeliz. Tedesco almost made a brilliant play, but it just missed his glove, hit his wrist, lost his glove while trying to make the play, slipped when he was trying to grab the ball. Throw just not in time for first base to Applewick, and just a little off, and Applewick not able to record the final out.
Yeah, just really bad luck there for the starter. Tedesco hit the very, very base of his glove, as you mentioned. Gavin had it flown off of his right hands. Not a ton you could do there. Made a good effort to try to get the ball to first, but just not in time.
Now it's Cal Sefcik, the left fielder today for the Bearcats. He's digging into the box. First pitch in for a strike. Runner on first and in Phillies.
And Sefcik has not played a ton for UC this season. Played about half their games, but when he has played, he's been very effective.
Popped high up, fouling into the crowd down first base line.
He's played 18 games for Cincinnati this season, batting .353 on the year, though. So when he's had opportunities, he's been able to make the most of his chance to play. 5 doubles this season.
Sefcik has shown power this season. He's behind on the count 0-2. Tedesco, a strike away from getting the RedHawks to the bottom of the first. That one hits the dirt before home plate. But Buffington able to regroup and get in front of that. Runner stays put at first.
A really good block there from Buffington. I'm not even sure if that made it to the dirt. It was like right at the boundary between the dirt and the grass in front of home plate. Looked like it caught the lip a little bit. Had to adjust quickly if you're Buffington to not let it get past you, and he's able to do it.
Heads up play by Buffington behind the dish. He looked really good in his start on Saturday against Ball State. This one grounded to the third baseman in Krupinski. Krupinski makes the play to first base, a 5-3 put out. And the RedHawks will head to the bottom of the first and get the bats out. It's the top of the order due when we return here on RedHawk Radio at Prasco Park. Back here for the Nuxhall Classic. You see Bearcats taking on the Miami RedHawks, and we head into the bottom of the first. It's Marcus Sturks due up for the RedHawks, the leadoff guy for this team consistently all season. And on the mound for UC is Brendan Garula, the hometown kid. And when I say hometown kid, I literally mean we are inside of his hometown of Mason, Ohio. Played his high school baseball at a great program, Mason High School, one of the more profound programs in the state of Ohio, and he gets the start today for UC. Garula on the season with a 3.21 ERA. His second start of the season has appeared in 29 games.
His senior year with the Mason Comets made the state semifinals, lost a 1-0 game. Very, very competitive. That was a very, very good team. Garula certainly a really good arm for this Bearcat squad, making his 11th appearance and second start of the year.
That Mason team has played quite a few games inside of this ballpark at Prasco as well. Watched the game against Moeller and Mason my senior year 3 years ago now. And that Mason team, another impressive team who they always, it feels like, makes runs in the state playoffs. And Dirk's behind on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes against Garula. The 1-2. Chop towards Garula. Garula gloves it and makes it over to first base in time to record the first out.
Yeah, Garula had to hurry up his throw to first base there. Obviously the speedy Dirks, as we all know, with 24 stolen bags this season, hustling down the first base line. As soon as Garula got it, had to run his way over to first base with the underhand flip. No time wasted from him.
So UC picks up a quick first out, but now it's Evan Applewick due for the RedHawks. Another guy with a lot of power. This time we're talking a RedHawk batter, and this is a fun matchup. Both of the guys at first base today, Quentin Coates for UC and Evan Applewick for Miami, 2 of the best hitters in college baseball. Applewick with 11 home runs on the season. And he didn't have one over the weekend, Brian, so is it fair enough to say he's due for a home run?
You could say that.
Applewick has one of the best eyes at the plate. I mean, his discipline at home plate is unbelievable. It's one thing that goes unnoticed a lot of times because you look at his home run numbers and think this guy's just a power bat, but doesn't strike out too often. And he's quickly ahead of the count, 3 balls to no strikes.
It kind of comes with the territory, right? If you hit for power as well as Applewick does, you're not going to have a ton of strikes thrown your way, so you have to be very patient and disciplined up there. And as you mentioned, Gavin, 38 walks for him this season, the most in the MAC.
Yeah, leads the conference in walks and home runs. That pitch just catches the zone for a strike to keep the at-bat going. Garula takes a deep breath as Applewick readjusts and now climbs back into the box. Here comes the 3-1 from Garula. Outside the zone. A 5-pitch walk. And the RedHawks have a base runner in Evan Applewick. Another walk.
Yeah, perfectly timed, right up to 39 on this season. Not a ton of competitive pitches heading his way, but Applewick able to lay off of them, and the first base runner for the RedHawks today.
And there's no guy on the baseball field today that is hotter at the dish than Tommy Harrison. 3 home runs over the weekend in 3 games. A grand slam to go with it over the weekend as well. Can Tommy Harrison continue the hot bat here inside Prasco Park? First pitch outside of the zone for a ball.
Yeah, anytime you have a weekend with 12 RBIs to your name, you did a pretty good job. And that was the case for Harrison last weekend against Ball State.
Big swing and a miss from Harrison to even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. He'll exit the batter's box and regroup. Takes a deep breath. Now digs back into the box. Runner on first, and Evan Applewick. Comes the 1-1. Inside the zone for strike number 2.
Good off-speed pitch there from Garula. Breaking stuff, able to find the outside part of the zone. A lot of off-speed stuff heading in the direction of the lefty Harrison.
The 1-2. Chopped towards Garula. Garula misses it off the glove, and Harrison gets to first in time. 2 runners on for the RedHawks now as Applewick gets to scoring position at second, and Harrison reaches first.
Just getting in play, and good things tend to happen. That was the case for Tommy Harrison, able to lightly hit it up the middle. We'll see if that goes down as a hit or an error on the pitcher. Garula hit the palm of his glove, it looked like, just popped out. Good break for Harrison. A couple runners on for the RedHawks.
A few runners on as Ryan Novak now up for the RedHawks. Novak playing left field for the RedHawks as usual today.
for those keeping score at home, that last at bat for Harrison ruled a hit officially.
That one outside, but Applewick stays put at second as Infely is able to get in front of that baseball. Good job by Infeliz behind the dish. Runner on second, Applewick. Runner on first, Harrison. As Ryan Novak at the plate. Big swing and a miss for strike number 2. Got 1 ball, 2 strikes on Novak.
Very aggressive swing there from the lefty Novak. Not able to make contact, not to protect with a couple strikes on him.
Ignacio Gonzalez on deck. And in the hole, Matt Buffington. That one fouled off over the Miami dugout. We'll do the 1-2 all over again. The 1-2 outside the zone to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Very disciplined take there from Novak. That outside fastball looking very tempting, but Novak able to hold off.
Novak this season up and down at the plate, but this is going to be a base hit for Novak. Runner grounding in Applewick, and he scores. An RBI single for Ryan Novak. And the RedHawks are on the board here in the bottom of the first.
I've seen a lot of balls hit in that direction, especially from lefties going opposite way. Novak able to do it with a couple strikes on him, able to slice it into left field. Back-to-back singles for Miami, and they're looking to respond.
Applewick scores from second, and Harrison gets to second now. As Novak now at first. And now it's Ignacio Gonzalez, the shortstop for the RedHawks. This one chopped to the third baseman. Diving play not being able to be made, but it's recovered by the shortstop in Niehaus, and he gets the out. Both runners advance for the RedHawks, but the second out put up on the board now.
Yeah, really good throw from Niehaus on his backhand side, able to fire it across the diamond. First base was the only option available for him as the third baseman Reardon made a diving attempt. Can't go to third, and the runner heading to second, Novak, was going to get there in plenty of time. It's only one option for the shortstop Niehaus, and is able to make it for out number 2.
Reardon missed it as he went for the ball first, but Niehaus right there to make the play. This one sent in between the gap as Niehaus slides for it, not being able to make it. Throw all the way to home, not in time. Novak scores, sliding into second. Ignacio Gonzalez. Excuse me, Matt Buffington. Ignacio Gonzalez scores. A double for Buffington and 2-run score.
Just love the aggressiveness there from Matt Buffington. First pitch swinging, able to rope it down the third base line, or maybe not down the line, I should say, in between the third baseman Reardon and the shortstop Niehaus. Able to hit him where they ain't, and a couple runs scored, and just like that, this game is tied once again.
Harrison and Novak both score, and Buffington at second in scoring position as Krupinski due up. Speaking over my words quite a few times. It's been a long week so far here, Bryan. So
I feel it. I feel the same way.
We'll lock in, as some would say, and Buffington now at second, Krupinski at the plate. And went inside the zone for strike number 1. Count 1 ball and 1 strike on Krupinski as he takes a deep breath, climbs back into the box. But Buffington continues to stay hot at the plate. He had a go-ahead home run on Saturday's game. Was pinch hit after that by Carson Rather, the other catcher for the RedHawks, and Rather had the game-winning home run. So a really cool sequence between those two catchers.
Yeah, both very solid options for Brian Smiley's squad.
1-2 on Krupinski, fouled off hard over the Miami dugout.
Garula, the 2 strikes that he threw to get ahead in the count, both breaking balls. And on that last 1-2 pitch, an elevated fastball. I would tend to think he'll go back to that curveball here against the lefty Krupinski, but we will see.
The 1-2 for the second time with Buffington at second. Here it comes. Rolled down towards the second baseman. Play is made just in time as Krupinski is called out. He's going to stay put at first for a second. They may review this one, the RedHawks.
Yeah, you get to use a couple of them in college baseball. Very bang-bang play, and they're going to make their way over to review it.
So Smith, the second baseman, able to attack that baseball a little bit later than you would like if you're Cincinnati. So it looked like Krupinski really had a shot at first, and ultimately, it, like you said, a bang-bang play over at first as Krupinski and the RedHawks await to see this review.
And it was a very quick challenge from Bryan Smiley. It makes me tend to think that they saw immediately at that was an infield single for Krupinski. My first thought was that he got there as well, but we'll find out from the umpiring crew.
Initially looks very close. Haven't seen any play yet. Not sure if they'll show it up on the video board towards left field. But if this call is overturned, be a runner at first base in Krupinski with an infield single, and Buffington would be at third. So you'd have runners on both corners and Diego Cruz due up.
It looks like they're still looking at it. Competitive enough play for a longer review.
This decides on if the inning will stay here in the bottom of the first, or will we head to the top of the second here as they still review this one. Review has concluded, and then now we'll trot onto the field. Here comes it. He's safe. Call overturned. RedHawks win the challenge. And Krupinski, an infield single to continue this inning here. And now it's Diego Cruz with runners on the corners. Buffington, 90 feet at third base. Krupinski at first.
It's been quite the ending for both of these offenses. Obviously, they've been excelling all season long, and you can see why. Get the chance to take back the lead despite being down 3-0 after the top of the first.
Kind of some baseball we expected to see was high motor offenses, and that's what we've seen here in the first. Is that first pitch on Cruz is upstairs for a ball. Garula looking to escape this inning as that one's fouled off high over the Miami dugout and into the Miami crowd. A lot of Miami fans here today, Brian. I've seen a lot of RedHawk fans all around the ballpark.
Yeah, very well attended game.
You see, of course, as well, but
the reserve sections above each of the team's dugouts not as full, but the GA section right field, very packed.
And that one grazes Cruz on the arm. A hit by pitch, and he'll get to first, and now the base is juiced for Christopher Roa, and he's been one of the best bats over the last week for the RedHawks.
Yeah, Roa hitting .320 on the season, playing just 10 games for the RedHawks so far this year. But chance to add to that total. Has 4 RBIs on the season, maybe the one stat that he's lacking a little bit, but a great chance that the base is loaded.
First pitch upstairs on Roa. The base is juiced. Roa got to really, talk to Roa a lot over the summer with the Hamilton Joes, and we discussed about the whole situation at Miami. He transferred his second semester to Miami from the Dominican, and he said he feels like he's found his home. He actually stayed with Coach Smiley over that Christmas break, spent a Christmas with Coach Smiley before he had even played a game for Coach Smiley. So a really cool story, and now Roa has found his way as the designated hitter for this team consistently over the last week, and if he keeps hitting like he has been as of recently, he will stay put at that.
Yeah, Roa is a very, very talented player for sure.
A lot of raw talent for him. Still trying to gather it all in the field, but Roa at the plate has been great these past few weeks. Count 3-1 on Roa. Just one ball away from scoring a Red Hawk.
And this has to be your pitch and your spot if you're Roa.
The 3-1. Inside this zone as Roa just about started to take his gear off. He thought that was definitely out of the zone, but it runs the count full here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded for the RedHawks. Score 3-3 here in the bottom of the first. Full count. Slap to right. Going way back is Taransky. Taransky tracks it down and makes the play at the warning track. UC gets off the field and they'll get the bats out when we return. The RedHawks tie things up at 3 apiece here. Charlie Niehaus due up when we return on Red Hawk Radio. New pitcher for the RedHawks is Jack Geyser. Looks to be a bullpen day for the RedHawks. Geyser, a 6'2" junior out of Medina, Ohio. Played his high school baseball at Medina as well. Prior to Miami, made 19 appearances in 2 starts in 2025 with Ohio. So joins the good side for that rivalry now with the RedHawks instead of the Bobcats. And it's Jack Geyser to start the second inning. Bunt shown, and it's fouled down third base line by Charlie Niehaus.
Hey, Geyser's typically been a midweek starter for Miami this season. Has appeared in 6 games, started 5 of them, thrown 12 and a third, given up 25 hits and 14 runs. All but 1 were earned, 1 walk-in, 5 strikeouts this season.
And Niehaus, we talked about hometown guys. We'll definitely consider Niehaus one as well. He's from Westchester, Ohio, and played high school ball at Moeller. So another Cincinnati kid as he hits this one high into the air towards left field. Going back is Novak as he gloves it for the first out. A fly out to Novak to record the first out of the top of the second here.
And that just feels so important for Miami defensively to get out number 1 on the leadoff man. Just considering the way the first inning went and the way this game's probably going to go, considering it's a midweek game and both of these teams have very good offenses, you'd expect a high-scoring affair. So if you're able to get a clean sheet here in the top of the second, it'd be huge for the red and white.
Bunt shown as this one's popped up, and Buffington tried to make a play on it but moved forward, and then the ball goes over his head and he slipped when trying to make the play behind the dish.
Yeah, quick reflexes there from Buffington. Just had maybe a step or 2 in as he was initially reacting to the bunt attempt and getting his mask off. Good effort.
Jackson Reardon, the batter for the Bearcats now. Pitch in for a strike. 0-2 the count quickly on Reardon. And Reardon, a freshman out of Hebron, Kentucky, high school baseball at Covington Catholic. Another really good program just across the river. That pitch just misses the zone for ball number 1. 1-2 now the count. As Jack Geyser looking to record the second out here. Seen one batter and recorded one out. Now he sees his second, and Jackson Reardon, the third baseman for the Bearcats, the bottom of the lineup. The 1-2. Outside and away to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You try and get Reardon and Chase on the breaking stuff in the outer part of the zone. Well, wasn't even in the zone. Try and get him to chase, as I mentioned. We'll see if he tries to get him more inside here.
Here comes a 2-2. Just outside and away to run the count full. And Reardon has battled his way back in this at-bat.
Yeah, good idea there from Geyser. Nice fastball trying to clip the outside part of the zone. Just missed.
Here comes a 3-2. Sent into the Miami dugout. Luckily, nobody hurt. And we'll do the 3-2 all over again as Reardon exits the box and goes all the way around Buffington and the home plate umpire, and will now make his way back into the box. Geyser looks to his left hand. Now gets set on the bump. Here comes the 3-2. Hit high up in the air as Applewick looking to track this one down. And he'll make the play. Popped up and gloved by Evan Applewick to record the second out. First 2 batters that Geyser has faced have been retired.
Yeah, great job by him being aggressive in the strike zone, able to get a weak pop-up from Reardon. A good job by Applewick to make the catch in foul territory. Just 1 out away from finishing the job.
Ryan Taransky, the guy inside the box now for the Bearcats, a single to start things off in this ball game in the first. First pitch in for a strike as Geyser goes right at him. So far, what are you liking out of Geyser's performance in the second inning?
Well, he's been aggressive, right? Especially on the first pitch, able to find the strike zone. It's going to be really good or really bad one way or the other. Either you're going to get a lot of outs or get a lot of hits on you. But so far for Geyser, it's been the former. 2 up, 2 down. Just trust your stuff and trust your defense behind you. It usually results in good things.
Second pitch downstairs for ball number 1. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Swung on and missed. Also hit the foot of Taransky, but Taransky looks to be okay. 2 strikes on the board. 1 ball. Geyser climbs back onto the hill. Taransky back into the box here. Strike away from getting out of the inning, the RedHawks are. Here comes the 1-2. Chopped into the glove of Gonzalez. Gonzalez makes the play. Rather, Krupinski from third base making the play. A 5-3 put out. And the RedHawks go 1-2-3. As Geyser, quick work in the second. We'll head into the bottom of the second here. RedHawks up when we return. Back here at Prasco Park, Gavin Stark alongside Bryan Miller. We'll start the bottom of the second. It's a tie ball game here. 3 runs to 3 runs here. The RedHawks look to take their first lead here. In the bottom of the second, we're back to the top of the order. It's Marcus Dirks, as Gorilla still out there on the mound for the Bearcats. First pitch almost hits Dirks. Dirks gets away from it, and that bat stays. 1 ball, no strikes here. Second pitch in there for a strike to even up the count. Dirks grounded into the glove of Garula for a 1-3 put out. His first at bat. Comes the 1-1. In there for a strike. Back-to-back strike throws from Brendan Garula.
And I think Garula's breaking stuff has been very, very efficient today. I think it's been by far his best pitch, his breaking curveball. Able to find the zone there on the 1-1.
The 1-2 just misses downstairs to even up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dirks. RedHawks looking to get the leadoff guy on. Speedy Dirks. Comes a 2-2 from Garula. Chopped down the first base line, staying fair, and rolls into the glove of Quentin Coates. And Quentin Coates puts his right foot on first base to record the first out.
Yes, a weakly hit ball there from Dirks. Maybe the worst place you could have a ball like that, just right up the first base line, right to the first baseman. Coates able to take it himself. That's down the third baseline, especially with the shift that UC was starting to put on. Probably an infield single.
And here comes the meeting, and it looks like this is the end of the day for Brendan Garula. A bullpen day for both of these squads, and Garula records the first out, and his day ends as a new pitcher comes out for the Bearcats. That will be still looking for a number here. It looks like it's going to be Adam Bushkowski, the sophomore out of Carmel, Indiana, the right-handed pitcher. Indiana product continuing to develop on the mound, and he will get the nod for the Bearcats when we return here on Red Hawk Radio from the Nuxhall Classic. New pitcher on the mound for the Bearcats. Bushkowski to start things off as we return here. New pitcher for the Bearcats, sophomore out of Carmel, Indiana. Right-handed pitcher, but some sidearm action, Brian. Me and you talked about it. Borderline submarine kind of mechanics for Bushkowski.
Yeah, it's not quite a submarine. It looks like he throws from around his knees. Looks like it hurts to throw a little bit from Bushkowski.
First pitch way outside for ball number 1 on Evan Applewick.
I will say, though, that's my biggest regret from my baseball playing career is not becoming a submarine or at least sidearm righty pitcher. I feel like I could have potentially made it up to the college ranks if I did that. And I say that because I didn't throw very hard. So if you're not going to throw very hard, you might as well have a very funky delivery.
First pitch, second pitch, excuse me, misses the zone as well. And Applewick quickly ahead of the count. 2 balls, no strikes, was walked in his first at bat in the first. 39 walks on the season, leading the Mid-American Conference as he fans on that pitch for strike number 1.
It's a little bit of a difference, right, for these Miami batters. Buczkowski a little slower than what they usually face. So for someone like Applewick that's used to seeing some velocity, could take a little time to adjust.
This one down second base. It's a base hit for Evan Applewick as it rolls into the outfield as Pitts gathers it. Applewick stays put at first. The RedHawks, a guy on first off the base hit from Evan Applewick.
Well, it didn't take him that much time to adjust. Applewick able to just hit up the middle. Good piece of hitting for the slugger and a runner on for the RedHawks.
And now it's Tommy Harrison. A hit in the first as he continues to stay hot at the plate. Can he continue it even farther into this game as we are now in the second here? Tied up at 3 runs to 3 runs, but Applewick now at first. Harrison rolls over as it goes down first base line and foul. Applewick will return to first.
And the thing about Buczkowski's delivery, very conductive for getting ground balls. In a situation like this, runner on first and 1 out in the inning. Obviously, that's exactly what you see once, right? Try to get an infield ground ball to get a double play and end the inning. Have to be aware of that if you're Harrison.
One in there for a strike as well. And Harrison quickly behind on the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Buczkowski looking to record his first out. 1 out already on the board. That was from Garula. 0-2. Hits Tommy Harrison. And with some emphasis, nods his head towards the RedHawk dugout, and they love it, and so does Harrison. He'll trot to first. Applewick gets to second. Hit by pitch on Tommy Harrison.
Number 79 on the season for Miami, by far the most in the MAC, towards the tops in the country as far as getting hit by pitches. I don't know what it is, but they seem to be a magnet for baseballs.
2 runners on with 1 out. In there for a strike on Novak. Novak with a base hit in the first.
And he went opposite way on that base hit back in the last inning. And a guy like Buczkowski, you have to be thinking opposite way.
This one fouled backwards for strike number 2. Count, no balls, 2 strikes on Ryan Novak. Ignacio Gonzalez on deck. Miami known for, offense being early and often, as this one's hit high into the air. Pitts tracking it down and gathers it for the second out. That one felt like it was in the air for 20 seconds plus.
Yeah, it really did. I don't know how much higher you can hit it if you're Ryan Novak as far as getting it into the outfield. More than enough time for the center fielder Pitts to get under it.
Applewick stays put at second. Harrison stays put at first as Ignacio Gonzalez now batting for the RedHawks. Gonzalez grounded out to the shortstop in Niehaus in his first at bat. That pitch in there for a strike. Buczkowski picked up his first out, second of this inning, and could be some confidence going his way on the hill. The 0-1 misses inside for ball number 1.
Just have to continue to be patient here if you're Gonzalez.
The 1-1 on Gonzalez. Fouled down the first base line over towards the food trucks. And I really hope no food trucks were hit.
Yeah, looks like it would have been the first row. Those are the ice cream trucks. I was a visitor of those establishments earlier. Well worth my time.
I have my ice cream cup sitting here right now. It's completely empty. The 1-2 on Gonzalez upstairs and outside to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I saw on one of the ice cream trucks they had an orange vanilla swirl option for soft serve. I've never seen orange ice cream in the soft serve variety, but unfortunately they were out of orange today.
See, we talked about Prasco, and you said, you know, if you were to build a baseball park, is that pitch outside to run the count full? If you were to build a baseball park, it would be Prasco. And I think so too, but I'd take it to the next level. If 5-year-old me was to build a baseball park, I would make it Prasco Park because I would say all food's free, all you can eat. And
oh well, yeah, that was part of the intrigue. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. You know, like 3-2 is swung on and missed as it was challenged by Gonzalez. Stays up for a strike to record the final out of the inning. UC doesn't give up any runs here in the second inning, so we'll head to the top of the third, still remaining 3-3 as UC gets the bats out. Back here for the Nuxhall Classic here on RedHawk Radio. It's a special edition of Miami baseball here at Prasco Park, one of the best establishments in the entire city of Cincinnati. And 2 baseball teams in the great city of Cincinnati meet here today. And we're tied at 3 runs apiece here as we start the third inning here. And due up for the Bearcats is the great Quentin Coates, the sophomore, who has had a breakout season for the Bearcats, 20 home runs. Was put out looking in his first at bat. And now it's Geyser's turn to face him.
And obviously you want to throw strikes, right? But you have to be very, very careful throwing to Cooks. Can't throw anything too good in his direction. Don't want to look middle to him.
First pitch on Coates is swung on and missed for strike number 1. Geyser goes right at him right there, though, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be aggressive, though, so you want to take advantage of that any way you can. You're able to get a swing and a miss there. Good start for the righty.
The 0-1 on Coates. Downstairs and away for ball number 1.
And a very slight shift from the Miami defense. The second baseman, Diego Cruz, playing about a step or 2 right of the second base bag if you're looking from home plate.
Bit of a bigger gap between first and second base. Evan Applewick and Cruz not as close as normal. Infield for the RedHawks as usual today. First base Applewick, second base Cruz, Gonzalez short, and Krupinski at third. The outfield the same. Harrison right field, Dirk center, and Novak at left. Here comes the 1-2 on Quentin Coates. Hit foul and high to the air. And we'll do the 1-2 all over again. That one escapes playing field.
Yeah, Coates is going to get his money's worth. Obviously, you know, he's going to be a little aggressive, try to expand the zone a little bit up. 1-2.
That pitch upstairs to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Coates, an interesting guy when you just talk about his frame. I mean, dude's 225 plus, just a really big dude. And It's like a dream frame for first base power hitter. This one hit down left field line, going towards the back wall near the Chick-fil-A sign, and Quentin Coates glides into second base. A standing double for Coates, and the leadoff guy for the Bearcats in scoring position.
Yeah, just pure strength there from Quentin Coates, able to just rope one down the left field line over the head of the third baseman Krupinski. An easy two-bagger for him.
That looked way too easy for Coates. He's used to hitting those extra base hits because he just trotted to second base there, Bryan.
Yeah, now up to 9 doubles on the season, 30 extra base hits.
Unreal. Shows bunt is Smith. That one fouled away. Guys are going right at Smith on that first pitch. And Smith showed bunt last second. Tried to lay it down the third base line, but it rolled foul.
And seemingly anyone in this lineup 1 through 9 is very capable of dropping one down. It's part of the Bishel ball that the Bearcats are known for.
Upstairs. 1-1 the count now on Ryan Smith. Walked in his first at bat. Ended up going around and scoring. Coates in scoring position at second, with one out on the board. Geyser goes right at Smith there to get the second strike of this at bat. 1-2 the count. Geyser climbs back up the hill after taking a deep breath and regathering. Coates sits at second. This one fouled hard into the the UC dugout. We're going to do the 1-2 all over again. Geyser back onto the hill. Smith back into the box. Looks off Coates at second. Smith lifts this one into center field. Coming around third base is Coates. An RBI single for Jackson Smith. And Quentin Coates comes around and scores. And UC takes back their lead. 4-3 now, with one out on the board.
It feels like we've seen so many good pieces of hitting from each of these squads, particularly with 2 strikes on them. That was the case for Jackson Smith. Again, going opposite way, down to his last strike, able to push it opposite way over the head of the shortstop Gonzalez. He couldn't jump up and get it, and UC takes back the lead.
It's back-to-back base hits to start out the inning. No outs on the board. I believe I said 1 out on the board. I'm not sure why. Still all over the place here, but a meeting with Larry Scully, the pitching coach for the RedHawks, Geyser and Buffington on the mound. Scully talking things over with Geyser and Buffington, trying to regroup here. As Geyser went 1-2-3 in the second and have now started the third with 2 hits, an extra base hit from Coates, and Jackson Smith a single RBI to score Coates right there.
And it hasn't been a command issue for Geyser so far. He's been able to fill up the zone, but sometimes if you're going up against a good offense, which Cincinnati certainly is, that can result in some hits. So maybe it's just more of a mental check-in, like, hey, you're good here. Try get a ground ball, get 2 outs.
And now it's Jack Natilli. It's that first pitch inside and upstairs for ball number 1. Natilli, the triple. 2 RBI triple. His first at bat, looking to do something similar here with a runner on first and Jackson Smith with a 4-3 lead. No outs on the board here in the top of the third.
And Smith at first base, 13 for 13 on stolen base attempts this season.
The 1-0. Inside for a strike. 1-1 the count. Slight breeze in Prasco Park blowing towards the outfield. It's been consistent throughout the entire afternoon here. Prasco Park, home of the Cincinnati Spikes. Throw back to first, not in time. Smith gets back just in time.
As you mentioned, the Spikes, one of the premier youth baseball organizations in the greater Cincinnati area. They don't have a team for every age group, unlike a lot of other organizations. They did have one in mind, though.
How was that team? That one gets away from Buffington. Smith glides into second. And now a runner in scoring position for UC and Jackson Smith as Natilli still up at home plate right now.
Yeah, attempted breaking pitch there from guys that are just too wild for Buffington to successfully block up. And to answer your question, Gavin, I'll have to look at the final numbers. I know they had a few guys committed to Louisville, a few other D1 guys on that roster as well. They're pretty good.
That one fouled backwards. 2-2 the count on Natilli with a runner at second and Jackson Smith. Natilli fixes his batting gloves and back into the box. Geyser gets set, looks to second, throw comes in. This one's grounded to the glove of Ignacio Gonzalez. Gonzalez throws it over to first base and Applewick, and it's a 6-3 put out to get the first out of the inning, and a really good job by Gonzalez to look to second at Smith first. Smith stays put, stays calm, and makes the throw to first base.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's done. Gotta look back the runner at second, especially a speedy guy like Smith, able to fire it across the diamond for a critical first out.
Gonzalez has played shortstop as of recently. Krupinski and him have switched positions from third and short, and he's looked stellar at shortstop throughout his time. And it looks like he's to stay put there for the time being, as Krupinski will stay put at third. Krupinski played third last season every single day for this RedHawks team. He just looks more comfortable over there, in my opinion.
Yeah, it could be a very challenging switch from third to short. Obviously, you have to cover a lot of ground if you're at the shortstop position, as that pitch clips the outside part of the zone for strike one, 1-1 to Derek Pitts. Yeah, and if you're not used to it, it could be a bit of a challenge. I remember when the Reds tried to put in Eugenio Suarez at shortstop a few years ago. It didn't work out very well.
0-1. Derek Pitts, the center fielder. A sac fly for him in the first. Pitts, a guy with a lot of speed and size. Pitts, a sophomore out of St. Louis, Missouri. Tons of athleticism from him in center field, as this one is driven to left field over the head of Gonzalez. Smith rounding third base and sliding into home plate. A single RBI for Derek Pitts, and the Bearcats grow their lead to 2, 5-3 now.
Yeah, Jackson Smith got an outstanding jump on that, so you knew that was going to get past the infield into shallow left field. Rounded third in a hurry, was able to make it home rather easily. Another good piece of hitting with Derek Pitts, and once again, an RBI with 2 strikes.
And now it's Enzo Infeliz with a single in his first at bat, due up now for the Bearcats here in the top of the third. A 2-run lead, 5-3 right now. The score, Bearcats over the RedHawks here in the top of the third. The Nuxhall Classic. Geyser gets set. Pitch just away from the zone as it's just a little bit inside for ball number 1 on Enzo Infeliz.
Yeah, just looking at my very unofficial scorebook right now, the Bearcats have 6 hits today. All of them have come with 2 strikes on them.
And no hits in the second inning for that Bearcats team. And that one's fanned on. Runner goes to second and makes it in time. Derek Pitts, we talked about his speed, and right there, shows it off. Throw was made to first, but it didn't matter because Pitts was making his way to second. No contest over towards second base, and he slides in a stolen bag for Derek Pitts.
He has a back pick attempt from the catcher, Buffington. He would have gotten Pitts. He was way, way off of first base. So Pitts said, you know what? I'm just going to go to second if you're going to throw it to first. It would have took a really, really good throw from Applewick, and it was just not in time as that swung on and missed for strike two. In addition to that, there was no one at second base for Miami, so they just weren't ready for it.
Yeah, no one covering second. So Pitts takes advantage of it and just slides right in. Now a runner in scoring position who has a lot of speed. And Derek Pitts, time called.
Looks like a ball escapes from the Miami bullpen into left field.
1-2 the count on Enzo Infeliz, the freshman playing behind the dish today for the Bearcats. A single in the first for him. Geyser gets set, looks off second. Here comes the pitch as it rolls into the hands of Gonzalez. Gonzalez makes the play over to first base in time. The second 6-3 putout of the inning here, and the second out.
And Pitts with another outstanding jump. Usually you wouldn't want your runner at second base to try to advance to third on a ball like that, but Pitts more than speedy enough to do it. And then with kind of a slower roll towards the shortstop Gonzalez, he's able to safely make his way to third, but Miami looking to make it not matter with a couple outs in the inning.
2 outs now on the board for the Bearcats as Cal Sefcik due up for the Bearcats. That first pitch clips the inside of the zone in the count. No balls, 1 strike after the first pitch from Jack Geyser. Tedesco with the start for the RedHawks today. He played 1 inning. Since then, it has been Jack Geyser in the second and now the third. This one hit into the hands of Gonzalez. Gonzalez makes the play in time to first base. A really good play and scoop from Evan Applewick over at first base. And the final out is recorded as we head into the bottom of the third. Bearcats grab 2 runs in the top of the third, and now they lead 5-3. Live from Prasco Park as we start the bottom of the third here. Matt Buffington due up for the RedHawks, and it's the same guy on the mound from the last inning. It says Adam Bushkowski. Buffington, the double in that first inning. Can he continue the great play inside the box? First pitch in there for a strike from Bushkowski. Another first pitch strike from him.
And for the Miami hitters due up right now, Buffington, Krupinski, and Cruz, kind of have to maybe go for advice from the previous batters and how you're adjusting and how you're going to go against the sidearm Buchkowski.
That pitch outside of the zone to even up the count at 1 ball, then 1 strike here. No outs on the board. Bottom of the third. No runners on. Matt Buffington. Matt Buffington swings and foul tips that one backwards. 1-2 now the count on Buffington. He step aside and take a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. Digs back into the box, puts his bat on home plate, and here we go. One just outside the zone. Swing appealed and stands as Buffington didn't go. Buchkowski looks at his glove. Now gets set on the hill. 2-2. Fouled into the Miami dugout. We'll do it all over again. Matt Buffington, a guy with a lot of chips on his shoulder when he plays. He is a guy with tons of confidence behind the dish and at the plate. And I look back to that hit on Saturday, the go-ahead homer that he had as that one outside the zone to run the count full. But Buffington showed tons of emotion as he rounded first off of that go-ahead homer. Was kind of barking back at the Ball State dugout because that game was back and forth and really tight, and Buffington gets put out there. He was confident that ball 4 was thrown, but they call a strike, and it's a backwards K, back-to-back strikeouts for Buchkowski. Ended the second with one, and now starts the third with another punch-out.
Yeah, Buffington thought that was on the lower part of the zone, but home plate umpire disagreed with that call. And as you mentioned, Gavin, back-to-back Ks for Buchkowski.
Tom Krupinski now up for the RedHawks as 1 out on the board. First pitch in for a strike on Krupinski. Krupinski single in his first at-bat in the first inning. In that first inning, we saw all 9 hitters for the RedHawks. That one misses Krupinski, but also misses the glove of Infeliz. Hits the backstop here in Prasco Park. Luckily, no runners on for the RedHawks, and Bearcats don't have to face any of that type of damage.
Yeah, I guess that is the thing about Buchkowski's pitching motion. If he misses, he could miss really, really badly.
That one clips the zone. Krupinski watches it go by. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. The count on Krupinski. The 1-2. Fouled off. A little bit of a half swing from Krupinski, but he makes contact with it and stays alive in this at-bat. A beautiful night and afternoon in Mason, Ohio. A great day for baseball in the Nuxhall Classic. That one misses the zone outside to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but you could not have drawn this up better. Last year, this game was rained out, Bryan, and think we got our ways this year when you talk weather-wise so far.
Really can't ask for a better day. What, mid-60s, just a slight wind, just a few clouds in the sky? This is almost perfect.
And free food. Swung on and missed. Krupinski fans on it. And it's another strikeout there for Buchkowski. Really starting to field on the mound.
Yeah,
3 strikeouts in a row.
Yeah, I mean, it took him a little bit of time to get adjusted. Gave up a single and a hit by pitch. But since then, a flyout and 3 straight strikeouts for the sidearm Buchkowski.
And you talk about hit by pitch. Cruz was hit by pitch in the first. He's now up for the RedHawks. That running slap hit attempt that you see so often from Cruz is missed for strike number 1.
Yeah, obviously that's a play that he's very capable of. Seen it from Cruz throughout this season. Just not quite able to make solid contact there. Kind of a lost start. You don't really see those slashing type of hits that often.
but we've seen Cruz reach so often with it this season. Not a huge frame is Cruz, but he has shown power multiple times this season and has reached base consistently, as this one's hit into the glove of the third baseman, Reardon, to record the third out, retire the batters for the RedHawks. RedHawks will hit back onto the field, and the Bearcats will get the bats back out when we return here on RedHawk Radio. It's Niehaus, Reardon, Taransky due up for the Bearcats. Stick around, don't go anywhere here.
Top of the fourth inning here at Prasco Park. It'll be Niehaus, Reardon in the top of the order due up for Cincinnati. And it'll be Jack Geyser, the righty, continuing to pitch for the Miami RedHawks, who are down 5-3 after 3 innings of play. Brian Miller joined by Gavin Stark. Thank you so much for joining us here on RedHawk Radio, as the first pitch is delivered by Geyser, and it runs inside for ball 1. Niehaus today 0 for 1. He flew out to the left fielder Ryan Novak his first time up. As that pitch is called for strike 1, the count evens up at a ball and a strike. That fly out from Niehaus, out number 1 in the top of the second inning. The first and only 1-2-3 inning for Miami today.
And now it's Geyser entering his third inning of works. Didn't start, but
winds and fires. The off-speed pitch is called for strike 2.
Desco obviously gets that start, but I mean, since then it's been Geyser now, and maybe expected to see another arm by now, but Larry Scully and the pitching staff has decided to stay out there with Geyser, and Geyser looked really good in his first innings of work in that second.
So 1-2 comes in, misses upstairs. The count evens up to the righty Niehaus. Yeah, you'd think in a midweek game like this, Gavin, the more innings you can get from someone like Geyser, the better off you'll be, especially with it being Wednesday, later midweek game, not playing on Tuesday. As the 2-2 comes in, it's fouled straight back. The more you save your bullpen, because obviously you have another conference series coming up, and not to say that this game doesn't matter. Of course it does, going up against a regional rival like Cincinnati, but you have to have more emphasis placed on your conference games, and the more rest you have in your bullpen, the better off you'll be.
Oh, I'll tell you, this game matters, Brian, not just because the little rivalry, you know, the in-city rivalry, but this team, Miami, they have worn shirts over this season that say 0-4, and that meaning 0-4 against Power 4 schools last season. So, you know, it's a message. They want to win these games. They want to, you know, put on a showing and put the country on notice.
As the payoff pitch comes in, it is slapped down the right field line and will wind up well in foul territory.
But, you know, Miami's gotten their respect by some rankings recently. You know, I've seen a few rankings. They're in the top 50, you know, RPI and all of that. those types of analytics, and they're looking to prove that here tonight at Prasco Park and get a little in-city win over the Bearcats.
As the payoff pitch comes in, and is called for strike three. The first strikeout today for Jack Geyser. He gets Niehaus out, looking 1 up, 1 down in the top of the fourth.
Really good start there from Geyser. Recording that first out. You saw what he did when he recorded that first out in the second. He went 1, 2, 3 and faced the side. And that third, Quentin Coates was able to start the Bearcats off with that double and get things really going. And it was a little bit more of a struggle giving up 2 runs.
As the first pitch comes in, so the 9-hole hitter Reardon is looked at for strike 1. Yeah, you mentioned the second inning for Miami today, the first inning of work for the righty Geyser. That was the only inning where Miami got the leadoff man out. It was the only inning where they retired the Bearcats in order, as the 0-1 curveball comes in and is called for strike 2. So yet another strong start for Geyser in this at-bat. That has not been the issue for him today. It's been more of finishing the job. The Bearcats have all six hits for them today have come with 2 strikes, as that's weekly hit down the first base line. Geyser will field it and throw it to first base in time as he was doing a barrel roll for out number 2.
And I kind of held my breath there, Brian. I didn't know if Geyser should really even get on the grass for that one or not, let someone else take that play, but he does so and does it in time. A really athletic play by Geyser, and one of the hardest plays in baseball is when that pitcher has to make the play, and right there Geyser makes a hard play look a little bit easier.
As Larry Scully will emerge from the Miami dugout, he motions towards the Miami bullpen. That will be the end of the road for the righty Geyser. Retired 4 straight Cincinnati Bearcats to end his outing. Had a little bit of a rough stretch in the middle, but so far pretty effective, only giving up 2 runs to Cincinnati. New arm will come in for the RedHawks. We'll get you the new arm after this quick break here on Red Hawk Radio. Top of the 4th inning, couple outs. Stay with us. New arm in for Miami is the lefty Caden Pfeffer, making his 5th relief appearance of the season. Gavin, what can you tell us about Mr. Pfeffer?
Yeah, 8 1/3 inning of work so far on this season. Last time we saw him was at Kentucky last Tuesday, I believe that game was, over in Lexington, where we saw a ton of different arms. But on the season, 8 1/3 innings of work, has given up 8 hits, 7 runs, and all 7 of those earned, 6 walks on the season as well.
He'll be facing lefty and the leadoff man Ryan Taransky for his first batter. He misses the zone outside for ball number 1. Taransky today 1 for 2. He singled his first time up, will later come in to score, and grounded out to the third baseman Krupinski his last time up, as the curveball is called for a strike.
That was a beautiful pitch right there from Pfeffer. I mean, it literally had Taransky flinching over at home plate as it whizzes in for a strike.
And as the 1-1 comes in from the windup, and again is that curveball, that one just missing outside for ball 2. And Gavin, you mentioned that game at Kentucky for Miami. A total of 10 pitchers were used by the RedHawks and will end up being a 14-11 loss as the 2-1 comes in and it just misses the zone for ball 3. I mean, it's a very competitive game for Miami, very back and forth, but when you walk 11 batters and hit 7, it's tough to win many ball games that way. And they're looking to avoid doing that against the Cincinnati Bearcats. As the 3-1 comes in and misses just a little low for ball 4.
And I think with that Kentucky game, Brian, it really hurts because the damage came in the 9th. With that game, you come into the top of the 9th, leading 10-7 on the road against an SEC school, and it was a packed-out environment as well. But that game just drug out so long, and Kentucky was able to pull away in that 9th inning, and it was a 7-run 9th for Kentucky, and that was really all she wrote for that ball game. But Miami still can build off of that game when you talk about facing Power 4 schools.
As the first pitch comes in to Quentin Coates, it misses downstairs for ball 1. It kind of looked like we were going to have a repeat performance today between the RedHawks and Bearcats. Each squad plating 3 runs in the first inning. But since then, 3 scoreless frames. The only difference in the game so far is that it's roped down the third base line, but into foul territory, into the Miami bullpen. It ricochets out, and the count will even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Made the difference so far, 2 runs from Cincinnati in the top of the 3rd inning. Puts UC up 5-3 here in the top of the 4th. As the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike to Cooks. He is 1 for 2 today. Doubled his last time up, struck out looking his first. Pfeffer going back to first base. Check in on the rudder. Taransky is able to get back in time. Taransky today with a stolen base already, now 9 for 9 on the season. As Pfeffer winds and delivers, breaking pitch clips the outside part of the zone for strike 2.
It's good looking stuff against Quentin Coates here. Yeah, for Quentin Coates, like you said, you can't really just always go right at him. You have to make him, think a little bit at home plate, and that's exactly what Pfeffer does right there.
Pfeffer going back to first base again. A very small lead for Taransky, but he's able to get back in time. Obviously, you have to be aware of Bearcat runners today if you're Miami. UC very well known for being aggressive on the base paths. See if they do it here with 1 out on them. 1-2 pitch is about to come in. He brings it home. It's swung on and missed for out number 2. And I think they're going to call batter's interference. Yes, they are, as the catcher Buffington was trying to get out Taransky going from first. So an unconventional double play for Miami. We head into the bottom of the 4th, down 5-3 here on Red Hawk Radio. Stay with us. Bottom of the fourth inning here at Prasco Park. It'll be Christopher Roa leading things off for the RedHawks. And he'll be facing a new pitcher for Cincinnati, the righty Dylan Schuler. Gavin, what can you tell us about him?
3.79 ERA, making his 10th appearance on the season. Has started 6 games for this Bearcats club. He's pitched 19 innings with allowing 23 hits, 8 runs, all of those being earned, and has walked 9 batters with 24 strikeouts.
Schuler winds and fires. First pitch to Roa misses downstairs for ball 1. Schuler coming in relief for Adam Buchkowski. Buchkowski, the second pitcher for Cincinnati today, through 1 2/3, gave up just 1 hit, gave up no runs, no walks, and had 3 strikeouts. As the 1-0 pitch misses the zone. 2 balls and no strikes to the lefty Christopher Roa, I should say. He is 0 for 1 today with a flyout, as he's able to find the zone, and the count goes to 2-1.
And Schuler, the senior from Rock Falls, Illinois, transfer from UIC, so a guy who, transfers from the Division I realm and stays put.
That one screamed towards second base, but Smith will glove it and make a low throw to first, but Coates is able to cover it up. It'll be a 4-3 putout to start off the bottom of the fourth.
And that was really well hit by Roa. Just a better play over at second base by Smith.
Yeah, not a ton to complain about there if you're Roa. He made good contact, just not all of them fall. As that brings up the leadoff man, Marcus Dirks, for the 3rd time today. Dirks looking for his first hit and his first on-base appearance, as that pitch runs inside out of the glove of the catcher Infelice. And the count goes to 1-0 to the lefty Dirks. Obviously, should he get on, he's certainly a threat, as the 1-0 comes home and is called on the outside part of the plate. Count evens up to Marcus Dirks. Schuler pitching from the windup, a very close stance though, the 1-1, high and outside for ball 2. Should he get on, Evan Applewick will bat for Miami. Tommy Harrison in the hole as the 2-1 pitch comes in, and that one low and outside for ball 3.
And lots of good work from Buchkowski prior to now Schuler. So what is Miami going to do now as they face a new pitcher in Schuler? Are they going to take advantage of it?
3-1 comes in, is lifted towards the left center gap, and the catch will be made by Cal Sefcik for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be up to the first baseman, Evan Applewick, to keep the inning alive for the RedHawks. He has 2 plate appearances. He has gone on base both times. Walked his first time up in the 1st inning, singled his 2nd time up, as Schuler winds and delivers, and that one outside for ball 1.
And Applewick, with so much power, 11 homers on the season, leading the Mid-American Conference, and a guy just one swing away from changing a game.
And as the 1-0 comes in, that one finding the lower part of the zone, and the count will even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. A very slight breeze pushing right to left, supporting the right-handed Evan Applewick as the 1-1 comes in. That one painted on the outside corner for strike 2. So Applewick will have to fight, as he has a couple strikes on him. A slight shift from the Cincinnati infield. Here's the 1-2. That one too low. The count evens up. Very similar spot from Schuler on the 1-2 pitch from the pitch before. That one just a little too far low in the eyes of the home plate umpire. 2-2 comes in. That one will be called for strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Dylan Schuler after 4. Cincinnati remains up 5-2-3. Stay with us here on Red Hawk Radio. Smith, Natilli, and Pitts due up for the Cincinnati Bearcats as we enter inning number 5 from beautiful Prasco Park in Mason, Ohio. Brian Miller joined by Gavin Stark. Thank you for joining us here for some midweek action. As the first pitch from the lefty, Caden Pfeffer finds the zone, and he's up 0-1 on the lefty, Jackson Smith. Now 6:45 Eastern time. Miami down 5-3 as the 0-1 comes in. A half swing. Didn't matter as the pitch was called for strike 2. Smith today 1 for 1. He walked his first time up and singled his last time up. Has scored twice today. As the 0-2 comes in, curveball on the inside part of the zone, swatted away by Smith, able to just poke it opposite way in foul territory, and the count goes to 0-2, or remains at 0-2, I should say. Pfeffer winds and delivers the 0-2, swung on and missed for strike number 3. The second strikeout today for Pfeffer, back-to-back Ks for him, up to 1 out in the inning. As that'll bring up the designated hitter, Jack Natilli, for Cincinnati. Natilli with a 2 RBI triple his first time up. Grounded out to the shortstop Gonzalez. Back in the 3rd inning. Pfeffer looking for another out as he finds his zone for strike number 1. Crowd remains in here at Prasco. The way the tickets were set up, they have reserved sections for each of the teams. As that pitch is fouled straight back, the count goes to 0-2. They had the reserved sections behind each of the dugouts. Miami down the 3rd baseline, Cincinnati down the 1st baseline, and in the general admission area, everywhere else besides home plate, I guess. Most of the seats are in right field. As the 0-2 comes in, it's outside. And the GA section's pretty full, and the concourse area looks packed as well. Very well-attended game.
Very, very well attended, and as to be expected, it's a Nuxhall Classic, and 2 inner-city teams meet up and collide.
As the 1-2 comes in, it is just a smidge inside. And the count will even up to Natilli. Yeah, this is day 2 of the Joe Nuxhall Classic. Game 1 was yesterday as Xavier took on Wright State. As the 2-2 comes in, it is swatted where the Miami defenders aren't at. So 2-strike single for Natilli. He went opposite way, beat the shift, and a runner on for Cincinnati.
And Natilli gets a favorable, called ball in the pitch prior and takes advantage of it. The next pitch swings on it, gets a base hit, and now a base runner for the Bearcats here as Derek Pitts due up, who had an RBI already in his last at-bat with a single.
The second baseman for Miami, Diego Cruz, playing much closer to the second base bag against the righty Natilli. A lot of room opposite way, and he took advantage of it. As Pfeffer goes back to first to check in on him, he's able to get back in time. Natilli this season 4 for 4 on stolen base attempts. Cincinnati has been very efficient, around 90% this season. As Pfeffer fires in a pitch, it's just outside for ball 1. Pitts so far today, 1 for 1. Sacrifice fly his first time up. Singled his last time up. It was a 2 RBI single for him. As Pfeffer again goes back to first to check in on Natilli. Yesterday's game, a win for the Xavier Musketeers. Won 4-2 over the Wright State Raiders. In the latter half today between Cincinnati and Miami.
And that Xavier team actually beat Cincinnati about 2 weeks ago as well. An impressive win for that Musketeers team.
As Pfeffer finds the zone, the count evens up at 1-1. And they will play next week at UC, that game that you mentioned, Gavin, at Xavier at Hayden Park. And they will return the favor back in Clifton almost a week from today on Tuesday. Miami will be at Purdue that day. And obviously each team with a conference series this weekend. Miami taking on the Ohio Bobcats as the 1-1 comes in. It's outside for ball 2. And Cincinnati taking on the Baylor Bears. Each team will be at home.
And Cincinnati struggled, or has struggled, I should say, a little bit throughout conference play. And Miami up and down, but as of recently, it's been great playing from the RedHawks. They've beat some really good teams in the Mid-American Conference and handedly.
As that pitch is fouled back by Pitts off of the protective netting in between home plate and the on-deck circle towards the UC dugout. It ricocheted back into the glove of the catcher, Matt Buffington. No banana ball rules today, so it does not count as an out. 2-2 comes in from Pfeffer, and that one fouled straight back. If there was no protective netting there, that would have headed right towards my chest. I was ready, though. I would be ready.
Yeah, of course. We're always ready in this press box.
So we'll do this dance one more time. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Derek Pitts, a runner on first base for Cincinnati. 1 out in the inning. Here's the pitch from Pfeffer. That one clubbed up the middle of the field. It will land in shallow right field. Throw from the second base is not in time. Natilli able to get to second safely. And another 2-strike hit for Cincinnati. They now have a couple runners on.
And right there in that at-bat, Pitts knew he had something. He was on top of the pitch prior, and right there, a base hit for him the next pitch. And now 2 runners on for the Bearcats and 1 in scoring position, and Jack Natilli. As it looks like Buffington will meet with Pfeffer on the hill.
Hit for Cincinnati today. All 8 of them have come with 2 strikes. That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, those are things you don't see too often, and uberly impressive from that Bearcats ball club. What they're doing with 2 strikes at the plate, staying confident is key, and they've done that and some. All their hits coming from it. That's just some stuff you don't hear of.
I mean, just pure resilience, right? Pure mental fortitude for Cincinnati today as the catcher Enzo Infeliz steps in for the 3rd time today. Pfeffer delivers from the stretch, and that one misses low for ball 1. Infeliz 1 for 2 today. He singled his first time up, grounded out to the shortstop Gonzalez his last time up as Larry Scully will emerge from the Miami dugout. No motion to the Miami bullpen. He will head towards the pitcher's mound. Well, I thought there was no motion towards the Miami bullpen. I was incorrect. So we'll have a new arm for Miami. We'll get you him after the break. As of right now, a couple runners on, a 1-0 count in the top of the 5th inning. Miami down by 2 here on Red Hawk Radio. So in the top of the 5th inning, in a 1-0 count to the catcher Enzo Infeliz, a new pitcher emerges for the Miami RedHawks. It is Mark Iozzo. Gavin, someone you're pretty familiar with. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, I mean, over the summer, Iozzo was phenomenal for the Hamilton Joes. Actually pitched in an all-star game at Prasco Park as well here, and he was on the all-star team with the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. But last action, saw him against Kentucky, pitched 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, all 3 runs as well earned for him, walked 2 batters with a strikeout.
He has a couple runners on to work with as that is hit into left field from Infeliz. Is caught by Novak for out number 2. So very effective job for Mr. Iozzo. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Iozzo last year was actually a utility guy. He could play both sides, whether it was in the field or pitching, but this year has switched to a pitcher-only position for this RedHawks club, and I think it might be a good thing for his career because he can really focus in on the one thing. It's always very important.
As the first pitch comes in to Cal Sefcik, it is hit well into left field. It is up, and it is caught right at the warning track by Ryan Novak. Maybe on a different day when the wind is pushing out, they'd get out of here, but not today. And Miami is able to get out of the jam. Heading into the bottom of the 5th inning, RedHawks down 5-3. And you are listening to Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. Bottom of the 5th inning, it'll be Harrison, Novak, and Gonzalez. 3-4-5 in the Miami lineup due up. And another pitcher in for Cincinnati, this time the lefty Hudson Johnson, making his 11th appearance of the season. Comes in with a good ERA, 1.59, as the first pitch comes into Tommy Harrison. It's low and outside for ball 1.
And all of Johnson's work has not been very long, has not delivered a ton of innings throughout each appearance he's had.
As that's outside for ball 2. I'd have to assume he's probably a lefty specialist, considering you got Harrison, a lefty up right now, Novak, a lefty in the on-deck circle. So you would think minimum he's going to face those 2 guys. As the 2-0 pitch comes in, it's downstairs for ball 3.
And it's the first, it's a tough batter to face, your first guy you're going to see. Tommy Harrison, I mean, geez. Not someone you'd particularly pick if you could pick out of anyone in this lineup for the RedHawks.
Yeah, obviously 12 RBIs for him last week, was named the MAC hitter of the week as a 3-0 pitch finds his zone. The count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike.
And Harrison's a fun story because he stayed with this program throughout the coaching change from Coach Hayden now to Coach Smiley. He stayed with this team, and
now that one is up and in. Not sure if it got a piece of Harrison or not. Either way, it's ball 4, and Harrison will make his way to first base.
and it did catch a piece of him there. Second time he's been hit by pitch today.
And that one really has to hurt just because you know it's ball 3. You're getting on first base either way. I mean, you'll obviously take it, but maybe a little unnecessary in the eyes of Tommy Harrison.
Hey,
His other hit by pitch was on an 0-2 count.
But he shook his head at that dugout and said, yeah, we take this. He's a fiery guy.
As that one pops out of the mid of Infelice. Into the backstop it goes, and Harrison advances the second.
Now you've got a leadoff guy all the way to second in scoring position, and Novak, a dude with a hit already on the day.
And the tying run up for Miami, down 5-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now 5 balls thrown from Hudson Johnson in 6 pitches. That'll pay a visit from their pitching coach, Taylor Sheriff. The Sheriff coming out for the Bearcats. It's him, the catcher Infelice, as well as the lefty hurler Johnson. It'll be a 1-0 count to Ryan Novak, who is 1 for 2 today. He singled his first time up, flew out to the center fielder Pitts his last time. As the meeting is adjourned and the Sheriff will head back to his station. A runner in scoring position for Miami. Down by a couple runs. Have not scored since the first inning. But probably their best chance yet to get back in this game and trim the 2-run deficit. 1-0 pitch, low and outside, ball 2. And I kind of wonder now, if you're Novak, do you just take until you get a strike?
I mean, would not be shocked if that's what Novak does here.
Here's the 2-0, and he did just that. That pitch called for strike 1.
Yeah, like you said, there's the strike, so now kind of nods his head towards the Miami dugout, and we'll see what his approach is here now.
Ignacio Gonzalez on deck. 2-1 pitch coming in from Hudson Johnson. He fires it. That one hit well down the right field line. It is up. It is gone. A 2-run home run for Ryan Novak, and this game is tied. Novak gives a fist bump to third base coach Kyle Truen. He taps helmets and provides the emphatic slam in front of the Miami dugout. 2-run shot for him. Another home run for Miami this season. Novak now up to 6 dingers on the year, and it's a whole new ball game. Each squad with 5 runs.
And Novak confident after he saw that last pitch. I said it briefly, and nods his head. What's the approach going to be? How about a home run? That's the approach. A no-doubter off the bat from Novak as he watches it fly to right field into the crowd. Over in right field, the general admission gets a ball sent their way. That was a impressive piece of hitting there from Ryan Novak.
It's a souvenir for somebody. It's the end of the road for Hudson Johnson. He just faces the 2 lefties, and it was not a great job from him. He has a hit by pitch to Harrison, the 2-run shot from Novak. A new arm in for Cincinnati. We'll get you the new arm after this quick break. We are tied up 5 runs apiece in the bottom of the 5th on Red Hawk Radio. Bottom of the fifth inning, it's a whole new game after a 2-run home run from Ryan Novak to tie this up. Each squad with 5 runs and a new arm in for Cincinnati, the righty Adam Brower. Brower's appeared in 8 games for the Bearcats, all of them starts. So he's making his first relief appearance. As the first pitch comes in to Ignacio Gonzalez, it is low and inside for ball 1.
So now, Brian, this makes me think, are they looking for a few innings out of Brower now? You know, this game's tied up. Maybe they're trying to put a statement guy in and not allow any more runs left on the board for the RedHawks as they tie it up. So interesting to see what the approach is from the pitching staff in the bullpen as Brower now makes his first appearance out of the pen.
As the 1-0 is low and outside, the 2-0 finds the zone. So it'll be 2 balls and 1 strike to Gonzalez. I guess for Brower, you're making your first relief appearance, but it is kind of like a start in the situation you're heading into, as that's fouled straight back. The count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The bases are empty. There's no outs. It's the start of an inning, and it's a tied game. The only difference is it's the bottom of the 5th, not the bottom of the 1st.
Yeah, so it might be something that...
As a 2-2 is hit up the middle and will get down into center field. Miami with a 2-strike single and a runner on for the RedHawks. Ignacio Gonzalez getting on base for the first time today. Able to fire that one up the middle of the field. It will get down the game-leading run on base for Miami, as a pitch hitter will come in for the red and white. It is Carson Rather pitch hitting for Matt Buffington.
And we saw Rather pinch hit for Buffington Saturday, and Rather ended up hitting a go-ahead homer that ended up winning the RedHawks a ball game. So let's see what he can do in a pinch hit situation here today.
That was back on Saturday to defeat Ball State 7-6. First pitch to him, hit towards first base, and diving first baseman Coates will take it himself for out number 1. Although Gonzalez was able to advance 90 feet, he goes to second. So that game-leading run in scoring position for Miami. They will have 1 less out to work with, though.
Rather advances the guy to scoring position, though, there. As a pinch hitter, I mean, yeah, you may be looking to get on base, but least you can do is, get something in play and advance the runner to scoring position now with just 1 out on the board.
The baton will be passed to Dom Krupinski, who's up for the 3rd time today. As the first pitch is fired in, it's low and inside for ball 1. Krupinski 1 for 2 today. Singled his first time up. It was an overturned review on the infield single, and he struck out swinging his last time up. 1-0, called for strike 1. Finding the outer third of the plate. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Dom Krupinski. Diego Cruz on deck and Christopher Roa in the hole for the RedHawks. Runner on second base, it is Gonzalez, as the 1-1 is swung on and missed. There is action in the Miami bullpen. Can't tell exactly who it is. Looks like we're blocked off by the netting. Still in the early stages there. As the 1-2 about to come in from the righty Adam Brower. Here it is. It is swung on off of the glove of the pitcher. He takes it and will underhand it to first base for out number 2. Once again, Gonzalez able to advance 90 feet. So the game-leading run now just 90 feet away, but they're down to 2 outs.
And now Diego Cruz. No hits on the day yet, but a huge spot for him in this ball game. Can he, break the seal and take a lead for the first time for the RedHawks here and score Ignacio Gonzalez?
He has gone on base today. Was hit by a pitch his first time up. And a very weak line out to the third baseman, Jackson Reardon, his last time up. Brower from the stretch, winds and delivers. As that pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Cruz attempting that slashing hit. And Cincinnati certainly aware of his skill set. The third baseman Reardon playing in the infield grass. 1-0. A curveball missing upstairs for ball 2. The righty set and deals the 2-0. That one called for strike 1, outer third of the plate. Outside of Reardon at third, the rest of the Cincinnati infield playing about normal depth. As the 2-1 is fired in, and that one fouled back behind home plate. The count will even up at 2-2.
Brower's fought his way back into this at bat as he faces off against Cruz. Was down 2 balls to no strikes early, but 2 strikes back to back.
He's looking to finish the job here and leave the game tied. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It is swung on, hit into center field. It gets down. Gonzalez will score from third. It is an RBI single for Diego Cruz, and for the first time today, Miami takes the lead.
There you go. Cruz does exactly what he needs to do. Get a base hit and score the base runner who stands at third in Gonzalez, and he does exactly that. And now the seal broken. RedHawks, a 3-run inning that can continue here with Roa, their first lead of this ballgame.
For the second time today, Miami has a 3-run inning. This one coming in the bottom of the 5th, and this one giving Miami a 6-5 lead over their rival Cincinnati Bearcats. With the 9-hole hitter Christopher Roa now digging in, looking for his first hit. Is 0 for 2 today. Flew out to the right fielder Tyransky and grounded out to the second baseman Smith so far today. Cruz with a rather large lead at first. Pickoff attempt from Brower, not in time. Cruz certainly a threat, no question about that. Coming into today with 14 stolen bases, has only been caught stealing once this season. He's no Marcus Dirks, but a lot of speed for Mr. Cruz as the pitch comes in, and it'll be fouled opposite way.
Yeah, Roa, tons of speed like you're talking about, Bryan. I mean, this guy can glide, and when he gets going running around the base pads, it's a sight to see. Sometimes, has that speed to make what normal doubles would be, triples. Him and Dirks and Cruz as well in that category.
As there's another pickoff attempt to try to get out Cruz, he's able to get back in time. No balls in, 1 strike to the lefty Christopher Roa. Top of the order on deck in Marcus Dirks. Brower throwing exclusively from the stretch. Looks at his catcher a couple times and deals. The 0-1 is upstairs. Runner going from first. The throw down is in time. So for the second time this season, Diego Cruz is caught stealing on the base paths, and that is how the 5th inning will end. But not without damage done. A 2-run home run from Ryan Novak and an RBI single from Diego Cruz puts the RedHawks in front 6-5 after 5 innings of play. Stay with us here. It's Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. For the first time today, Miami is going into a half inning with the lead. They are up 6-5 as we enter the top of the 6th inning. A 2-run shot from Ryan Novak, an RBI single from Diego Cruz has the RedHawks out in front by 1 run. It'll be 8-9, then the top of the order due up for Cincinnati as Mark Iozzo pitches for the RedHawks. From the stretch, he deals. That one lifted into center field. Dirks is under it and will glove it. 1 pitch, 1 out.
There you go. That's how you start off an inning there. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's efficient.
So that'll bring up the third baseman, Jackson Reardon, for the 3rd time today. Reardon looking for his first hit. He popped out to the first baseman, Applewick, and grounded out to the pitcher his last time up. 0 for 2 on the day, the freshman. A lot of underclassmen in the Cincinnati lineup right now as that pitch misses upstairs for ball 1. The only upperclassman is a junior, Jack Natilli.
Yeah, and you talk about it, not a single senior. That's something to be noted. And
as that swung on and missed, off-speed pitch has Reardon in front, and the count evens up at 1-1.
I think this Miami team's, or excuse me, this UC team's done a really good job recruiting the high school talent, and you know they've really done a great job with that as of recent. You see this lineup, you see some talented freshmen and sophomore.
As that hits off of the batter, Reardon, before going into the field of play, goes down as a foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to him. This is a Cincinnati program that has certainly improved under head coach Jordan Bischel. Made the NCAA tournament last season. I believe that was the 7th tournament appearance for the Bearcats in program history. They made it as an at-large, the first time they've done that in quite a while. As the pitch comes in, is roped down the third base line and will go into the Miami bullpen. Count will remain at 1-2. That's kind of an interesting setup for both of these bullpens down the baselines. There's no fence or any type of barrier at the front of it, so any ball that creeps in there, I mean, there's nothing stopping it from entering the bullpen, as that is swung on and missed for strike 3. Another off-speed pitch that Reardon is out in front of. 2 up, 2 down.
Some confident work from Mark Iozzo so far in his short days of work.
Iozzo has retired 4 straight Bearcats as the lineup turns over, and Tyransky will dig in for the 4th time today. He walked his last time up, also has a single today. Also a ground out to the left side of the infield. 2 up, 2 down. Miami looking for a clean sheet as Iozzo misses outside for ball 1. Some encouragement from the Bearcat dugout towards the leadoff man. Looking to get on base for the 3rd time today. Here's the 1-0. It is swung on and missed.
And right there, Iozzo just goes right at the batter in Tyransky. I mean, just straight at him, and he fans on it to pick up the first strike of the at-bat.
Iozzo has been very aggressive in the strike zone and very efficient so far. 7 pitches in, already has 2 outs as he just misses the zone there, and the count goes to 2-1.
And Iozzo's a guy, sees a few things go his way, like picking up those first 4 outs, tons of confidence on the mound, and he pitches with it.
Looking to get out the leadoff man before reaching Quentin Coates, who leads the country in home runs. They're 1 strike away from doing that as Iozzo finds the zone again. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a heavy shift being put on by the Miami infield. They have 3 infielders on the right side. 2-2 comes in, inside, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Mark Iozzo. They retire Cincinnati in order, heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. Miami remains up 6-5 here on Red Hawk Radio. Bottom of the sixth inning, it'll be Roa in the top of the order due up for Miami, looking to swell a 6-5 lead. Will face Adam Brower, who is out for his first full inning of work, or at least starting the inning, that is. He did get the 3 outs in the 5th. As the first pitch comes into Roa, he squares around to bunt. He tips it into the glove of the catcher in Felice instead, and that's how the bottom of the sixth inning will start. This game, the second of the Joe Nuxhall Classic here at Prasco Park. Prasco very busy as that is hit towards second base. Smith will field it on a hop and fire it to first in time for out number 1. Prasco also the home of a few conference tournaments in about a month or so. In the D2 ranks, they will host the Great Midwest Athletic Conference, aka the GMAC. And then the week after, they will host the Big East Conference Tournament.
A lot of people go to that Big East tournament. Good times here at Prasco Park to watch some quality baseball over in the Big East Conference.
As the first pitch comes in to Marcus Dirks, and it misses outside for ball 1. I mean, obviously a little bit of an advantage if you're Xavier. Xavier usually a contender in the Big East Conference. As the 1-0 comes in, a curveball finds the zone. And then from the GMAC ranks, you would think a school like the Thomas More Saints could have an advantage, although the problem for TMU, they have to make it first. Not everyone in the conference makes that tournament. As Dirks tries to square one around, it inches in front of home plate. The throw from the catcher in Felice is in time. 2 up, 2 down in the inning. That ball maybe traveled 6 inches in front of home plate. Just not enough distance for Marcus Dirks. He was certainly hustling up the first baseline, but just not enough, and it is 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
That's a really good play there by Infeliz. I mean, to make that throw over in time, not get startled by the situation, pick up that second out, that's huge.
As the first pitch comes in to Evan Applewick, it's just upstairs for ball 1. And maybe in an all-turf field like Miami has, as well as Cincinnati, maybe that travels a little further as that pitch is flailed and missed by Applewick. Maybe on a turf field, that ball is able to creep up a little further past home plate, and Dirks is able to reach first safely, but not the case today as the 1-1 pitch misses high. The traditional grass infield, grass outfield here at Prasco. Incredibly, and I mean incredibly well kept.
Oh, it looks like turf, it's so well kept.
You saw the grounds crew before the game as the 2-1 comes in. It is skied towards right field. Tyransky will camp under it and catch it for out number 3. RedHawks go down in order, but heading into the 7th inning, they remain up 6-5 over Cincinnati. Gavin Stark will get you on play-by-play after this quick break. It's Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio.
the Nuxhall Classic here on RedHawk Radio. We thank you so much for tuning in today on the special coverage of Miami baseball here, an inner city rivalry, the Bearcats versus the RedHawks. And there's a new pitcher on the mound for the RedHawks here, and it's Carson Byers.
He's certainly a familiar face for RedHawk fans, making his 13th appearance this season, his 10th in relief. Has thrown 32 innings so far, giving up 41 hits and 30 runs. All but 2 were earned, 11 walks and 25 strikeouts for the lefty so far this season.
Byers takes on Quentin Coates. A fun matchup. His first batter he'll face will be the standout Quentin Coates. First pitch in for a strike as Coates watches that one go by. Here comes the 0-1. In there for a strike as well as Coates watches it goes by again. Coates will step out of the box and nod his head towards the UC dugout. Now climbing back into the box, taps his bat on home plate and gets set. Byers. Cradle. Here it comes. Chopped to Byers. He gloves it. Throw over in time to first base. And Byers retires his first batter. He'll face in Quentin Coates to pick up the first out of the 7th.
And Carson Byers, I just love the aggressiveness from him. Able to find the strike zone early, throwing 3 strikes at the slugger Coates. Able to get weak contact from him. 1 up, 1 down.
Something also to mention, talking about this Miami field, a new guy behind the dish in Carson Rather, as he pinch hit last inning for Buffington. So Rather will stand behind the dish the rest of the way here. First pitch in for a strike there on Jackson Smith. Another one goes by the batter as they watch it go. Smith, the left-handed batter.
And Byers, these past few seasons for Miami, has done a great job of inducing weak contact, if any contact at all. Hasn't been as effective this season, but obviously he still has his moments. Byers has been great for Miami, both out of the pen and starting.
One whizzes outside of the zone to even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1 on Smith. Downstairs and away, bounces towards the guy who stands on deck in Jack Natili. 2-1 now the count with 1 out on the board. RedHawks lead 6-5 over the UC Bearcats, looking to keep it that way and head into the bottom of the 7th. 2 outs left here in the top. 2-1. It's off the hands of of Smith, and Smith will sprint to first base after he shakes his hand.
Well, I mean, I just gotta say that hit off of his hands and then went above the protective netting behind the home plate and hit the top of the press box before making its way back into the field of play. That has to be the highest hit ball I've ever seen from a hit by pitch. That's insane.
So 1 out remains, but a runner now on first. And Jackson Smith, as a designated hitter, Jack Natili now due up a base hit in the 5th and a triple in the 1st. Ground out in between those in the 3rd.
It looks like they're still checking in on Jackson Smith's hand, and now they're walking away. Looks like he's going to stay in the game. And that's pretty important for UC coming into today's game with 13 stolen bags. Top 10 in the Big 12, top 5 actually, and 100% efficiency.
Now it's Jack Natili facing off against Carson Byers. That first pitch in for a strike as Natili watches it go by. Another first pitch strike for Carson Byers, and he is feeling it on the hill so far. Byers looks to first, watches Smith, comes in. Upstairs, he misses for ball number 1.
And this seems like a incredibly important at-bat, not only for this half inning, but how the rest of this game is going to go. Byers has to respond after the hit batsman.
The 1-1. Contact, slap to left center field, going back and bounces off the wall in left center. Rounding third is Smith. Smith comes in, throw not in time to Rather. A standing double RBI to tie things up from Jack Natili.
The second extra base hit for Natili today, his 3rd hit total. That one just clubbed into the left center gap. Hits the wall on a fly, and the speedy Smith able to whip his way around the base paths pretty easily. And again, this game's tied.
Smith scores all the way from first, flashing that speed. If it was anyone else, the contest at home would have been a lot closer, you have to think, Bryan, but Smith made it easily. And now a runner in scoring position as UC leads ties this game up 6-6, looking for the lead here. First pitch inside as it almost hits the legs of Derek Pitts, the center fielder.
And Pitts with a solid day today. Couple of singles and a sac fly his first time up.
The 1-0. Slapped right into the glove of Gonzalez, but Gonzalez misses it as it hits off the top of his glove. Seemingly, it looked like Gonzalez was going to make the easy play at short, but that thing came off pretty hot, and it flew right through the glove of Gonzalez. So Pitts will reach first.
Yeah, I think Gonzalez was just thinking too far ahead. He was looking at the runner at second, Natili, to try double him up, but before you can do that, you have to catch the ball first, and that one just squirting out of his glove. A critical mistake.
Byers faces some adversity here with a runner on first and second. One out on the board, and Enzo Infeliz with the base hit on the day. His first at bat in the first inning, that base hit happened. The base hit here could score Jack Natili at second if it catches the right area. We're tied 6-6 here at Prasco Park. This one slapped through the gap between second and shortstop. Here comes Natili rounding home, cut off by Applewick, and UC takes back the lead here in the Nuxhall Classic.
Yes, a good piece of hitting there from the catcher Infeliz, able to hit it up the middle. Allows the runner at second, Natili, to score. And a great response for Cincinnati as they take back the lead.
An answer has been made from the Bearcats and the pitching staff for the RedHawks. And a bit of a situation here as Byers giving up 2 runs. Time is called, and Larry Scully, the pitching coach for the RedHawks, will go talk it over with Byers and Rather. And it's going to be a new arm for the RedHawks as well. Byers' day ends quickly here. A new arm will come out when we return here on RedHawk Radio. It's the Nuxhall Classic. Cincinnati leads 7-6 here in the top of the 7th. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. And a new pitcher for the RedHawks as we resume action here in the top of the 7th. It's Alex Gay. And Brian, what do you have on Alex Gay?
Yeah, transfer from Louisville, making his 11th relief appearance this season. He's thrown 15 2/3, giving up 13 hits and 16 runs. All but 4 were earned as he finds the strike zone there, and we'll start off 0-1. 14 walks and 22 strikeouts for Gay this season. Opponents are hitting .224 against him. Pretty effective mark. One problem for him, can be a little wild sometimes. 6 wild pitches this season, tied for the 4th most in the MAC.
That one almost hits the back of Cal Sefcik, the left fielder. No hits for him on the day, but the count evened up at 1 ball and 1 strike with a runner at second for the Bearcats and Derek Pitts, and a runner at first and Enzo Infeliz. 1-1 is slapped into the glove of Cruz. Cruz tags out at second, throws over to first. It's a double play from Cruz. What a play!
Just outstanding, able to get it on the short hop, take it to second base himself for 1, able to fire it to first in time for 2. What a great play at a great time.
Couldn't ask for it at a better moment, in a bigger moment. RedHawks give up 2 runs, and the Bearcats take back a lead. 7-6 now, and we head to the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to Miami Baseball on RedHawk Radio. New pitcher for the Bearcats as we resume here. Now in the bottom of the 3rd, as Tommy Harrison will be the guy due up for the RedHawks. That new guy on the mound for UC is Connor Blue, the freshman, with a 5.02 ERA, a 2-0 win-loss ratio, is making his 10th appearance. Has started 4 games for the Bearcats this season and pitched 28 2/3 of innings. A guy with a lot of work on this season.
He's done a little bit of everything, as you mentioned, Gavin, making his 10th appearance, his 6th relief appearance. Also started 4 games for the Bearcats. Has good stuff. Opponents are hitting .234 against him. Does have 3 wild pitches and 4 hit batsmen, though, as well as 15 walks.
First pitch just below the zone for a ball to make the count 1-0 on Harrison. Tommy Harrison on the day has reached all 3 at-bats. A hit in the first, that was a single, and hit by pitch in his next 2 at-bats. This one hits him, but after it already hit the glove, it looks like of Enzo Infeliz. It was an interesting situation there. It came back and hit him.
Yeah, weird ricochet.
2-0 though, the count Harrison winds up and swings and misses at that one. He mustered all of his strength into that swing, but the count, 2 balls, 1 strike now.
In the Cincinnati infield, a heavy shift against the lefty. They have 3 infielders on the right side.
The 2-1 is slapped towards left field. Drifting over is Sefcik, and Sefcik gloves it to record the first out.
Harrison tried to beat the shift, just got under it a little too much. Just lower that just a smidge. You're able to poke that down the third base line. Would have been an easy hit, but just under it.
And now it's Ryan Novak, the guy with the homer. A 2-run shot from him in his last at-bat. That came in the 5th. What can he do here? Can he deliver again as the RedHawks now down a run? 7-6, your score here in the bottom of the 7th. The Joe Nuxhall Classic here at Prasco Park. RedHawks looking for a victory over their rival and also their first victory over a Power 4 team in 2 years. This one's lifted high in towards left field. Crashing in on it is Reardon, and Reardon will glove it from third base. 2 flyouts to start things off in the bottom of the 7th and 2 quick outs on the board.
I think it was actually the shortstop, Niehaus, the third baseman for UC. They had shifted over towards the right side of the field, and Niehaus had to pick it up in a hurry and make his way down the third base line to make the grab. It was a nice play by him.
It was Niehaus, which is very impressive from where he came from the field. That first pitch in for a strike on Ignacio Gonzalez.
And it looks like a new third baseman for Cincinnati. They took out the starter today in Reardon, and it is now Christian Mitchell, number 3 in there, the senior.
I believe there's a few substitutions that we haven't caught quite yet. We'll get those to you when we figure those out. Mitchell, one of those guys who comes into third base now. Gonzalez steps out of the box. Looks a little irritated in the groin area. So he'll take a break. Shaking his leg out.
And hopefully for Miami offensively, gets the pitcher Blue out of rhythm a little bit. He's been cruising along, already up to 2 outs and 2 strikes.
1-2 the count on Ignacio Gonzalez with just 1 out left for the Bearcats to get out of this. This one slapped through the gap as Mitchell dives for it, not able to make the play, and Gonzalez will reach first base. A 2-out base hit for Ignacio Gonzalez.
In his second today, back-to-back 2-strike singles for Gonzalez. Is able to score after his last one off of the RBI single from Diego Cruz. Miami looking for a repeat performance here in the 7th.
And now it's a guy with tons of power in Carson Rather. What will he do in this situation for the RedHawks? Down 1 run. The takeaway run on base as this one slapped towards right field. Gets down, Gonzalez rounding second, heading to third. Staying put at first base is Carson Rather. But Gonzalez glides into third base, and now you have runners on the corners for the RedHawks.
Just love the aggressiveness there from Carson Rather in his second at-bat today. He has swung on the first pitch in both of them and got it in play, both towards the first base side of the field. That one able to get through. Advance Gonzalez up a couple of bags and a tying run 90 feet away.
Now Krupinski will dig into the box. Like you said, Bryan, the runner 90 feet away from scoring and tying things up here in Prasco Park. Krupinski looks at the first pitch go by, and it's a ball. And now Infeliz meet up with Connor Blue on the mound. He'll trot his way back to behind the dish, and Blue will get back set on the hill. Krupinski climbs back into the box, tapping his bat on home plate, resting the bat on his shoulder now. The 1-0. Krupinski thinks about it, doesn't go all the way, but They called a strike either way. 1-1 the count. 2 outs on the board. Can the RedHawks make damage with 2 outs? They have runners on the corners. Gonzalez at third. Rather at first. Krupinski at the plate. This one sent down the left. Staying fair. It will. It finds the left field corner. Rather gets the third. Gonzalez scores, and this thing's tied. A standing double RBI for Dominic Krupinski to tie things up.
Man, great piece of hitting there for Krupinski, going opposite way. That has been the name of the game for each of these squads today. And that one just hanging on into fair territory, into the left field corner. A big-time double for Big Dom Krupinski. And now Miami with a chance to take the lead.
One of the returners from last season, Dominic Krupinski, delivers in a huge at-bat right there. A big RBI, one of the biggest of his season this year, and it ties things up at Prasco. First pitch in on Cruz. Whew. A little upstairs, but they call it a strike. It counts no balls, 1 strike on Cruz.
Oh, that was a little high and inside.
So Rather now 90 feet from scoring, and Krupinski all the way at second from his double. Cruz watches that strike go by.
Diego Cruz does have an RBI single with 2 strikes on him. That came back in the 5th inning. That gave Miami the lead. I'm sensing a little bit of deja vu. Can he do it again?
Another big at-bat for the RedHawks. They continue to get bigger as we hit a big part of this game. This one slapped to right field. Diving in on it is a caught. It is caught. Taransky makes the catch. Diving for that one. A huge saving play by him. And we're tied up heading into the top of the 8th here at Prasco Park, the Nuxhall Classic, delivering here on this Wednesday night. Who will win? Stick around and find out. We head to the top of the 8th here. What will UC do with the bats? Back here at Prasco Park, we thank you so much for tuning in here on Red Hawk Radio, the Nuxhall Classic at beautiful Prasco Park, where the RedHawks are taking on the Cincinnati Bearcats in a game where we expected it to be tight. It has been just that. We sit at 7-7 here as we head to the top of the 8th, getting things underway. It's Charlie Niehaus for the Bearcats. This one slapped towards left. Novak tracking in on it and makes the play. First pitch, first out for Alex Gay and the RedHawks.
Can't be more efficient than that. That's exactly what you need right now if you're in Miami. Get out of this inning unscathed and as quickly as possible get back to your outstanding lineup.
And now it's Christian Mitchell, who has not hit yet today, making his first at-bat on the day. Mitchell pinch hitting for Reardon. He came in and replaced him at third base in the last half inning. And now making his first at-bat as that first pitch goes by for a ball.
And Mitchell, the senior, batting .261 on the year so far, slugging .413, on base .384.
That one way inside and upstairs, whizzes past the jaw of Christian Mitchell. Luckily, Mitchell didn't get hit. That could have been very dangerous, but quickly he's ahead of the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Okay, deep breath. Here comes a 2-0. Sent high up into the air and foul. First strike picked up on Mitchell. 2-1 now the count. 1 out on the board. No runners on for the Bearcats. Tied up 7-7 here. What a game this has been. Here comes a 2-1 from Gay. Slapped into left center field. Going back on it, and now it's waved off and caught by Dirks. Dirks waves off, Cruz in center field. That one was sent high up in the air, and Cruz backtracking on it, and Dirks crashing in on it. And Dirks able to make the play to record the second out.
It's not always an easy play for the center fielder to charge in and call everyone off and make the grab, especially with the sun starting to set here at Prasco Park. Dirks made it look easy. He was able to speed on in, make the grab.
Now it's Ryan Taransky up for the Bearcats. Back to the top of the order as we roll over. This one sent foul over the Miami dugout. First strike picked up, 0-1 the count on Taransky. Taransky is single in the first, since then hitless on the day, 1 for 4. Excuse me, 1 for 3. He was walked in the fourth, struck out in his last out bat. One just misses the zone to even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, Gay certainly didn't miss by much, but I love the idea there. 0-1 after the fastball tried dropping off-speed pitch on Taransky. Just missed.
Today, Miami with 11 hits, UC 10. That one finds the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. The count with 2 outs on the board. A strike away from retiring the Bearcats and heading to the bottom of the 8th, tied here at Prasco.
Still the same idea there from Gay. Have a few options in the 1-2 count.
Taransky looking to extend this inning. Pitch just outside of the zone, the Miami dugout. Not a fan, but the count evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Man, when he's missed, he hasn't missed by very much, trying to paint the corners.
Gay gets set, stretches, misses upstairs. Count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. A huge pitch awaits. We have been treated to an all-time game so far. These next few innings look to continue to be great. The pitch misses inside and gets past Rather. A long at-bat ends up in a base runner for the Bearcats as Taransky gets walked.
And that was a very hard-fought walk there for Taransky. Had to look at a couple really tempting pitches from the righty Gay, but he earned it. Earned the right to be at first base. If you're Miami, just have to move past it. You're a pitch away from getting out of it.
And Quentin Coates now digging into the box for the Bearcats. 1 for 4 on the day. That 1 hit, an extra base hit, a double as throw made back to first. Not in time as Taransky there safely. Coates steps outside of the box, regroups.
Yeah, I mean, so far Miami's done a very good job of pitching to Coates. It's just 1 pitch with 2 strikes on him, his second at-bat. A double hit down the left field line.
First pitch of the at-bat against Coates. Misses downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes on Coates. The 1-0. Downstairs again in the same exact spot. 2-0 now the count as Coates quickly ahead.
And the curveball has been very effective for Gay, but these Bearcat hitters have been very, very disciplined. They haven't chased that many pitches.
Runner on first and Taransky. The 2-0 from Gay. Downstairs again. That's a third miss in a row, all coming below the strike zone. And 3-0 the count on Quentin Coates. The man on deck for the Bearcats, hoping he can get an at-bat, is Jackson Smith.
Usually it'd be a red light here, but for Quentin Coates, that's not a sure thing.
The 3-0. Misses upstairs.
Oh.
Ooh, they called a strike. Thought for sure that was going to be called a ball and it was going to be a 4-pitch walk, but they called a strike, and this at-bat extends.
I thought so too.
3-1 the count. Gay nods his head to Rather. Here comes a 3-1. Inside the zone, running the count full. Alex Gay has fought his way back into this at-bat.
And that one I thought more of a strike than the last pitch. Coates didn't think so. He's almost about to throw his bat towards the UC dugout. If you're Gay, find that upper part of the zone again.
The 3-2 on Coates. Misses way upstairs. A wild pitch that advances a runner to second, and now Coates to first. Taransky now in scoring position for the Bearcats at second, and Coates now at first. A 6-pitch walk for Quentin Coates.
He has a hard-fought at-bat there for Coates. Gay tried to work his way back in the count, down 3-0, fired a couple strikes on the upper part of the zone. Tried to do it again, but that one way off on the curveball.
Smith now, Jackson Smith, the second baseman, with a single RBI today, 1 for 2. Larry Scully will call time and go talk things over with Alex Gay and Carson Rather. Still waiting to see if a new arm will enter this game right now. Krupinski comes over to the hill as well. Doesn't look like a new arm will enter as we speak. Looks like some adjustments going to be made and talked over with Scully, Rather, Gay, and Krupinski.
Yeah, we've seen some late pitching changes from Scully. I feel like there's times he comes out of the dugout, he's not even sure if he's going to make the substitution or not. But I think this time Gay will remain in the game. Just, his stuff hasn't been bad, especially his curveball. And credit to these UC batters, they've been very disciplined in this inning against that pitch. But maybe you try to go fastball first, and when you're ahead in the count, maybe you have better luck with your breaking stuff then.
Meeting has concluded, and Gay climbs back up onto the hill as Rather returns behind the dish. Jackson Smith, the guy up for the Bearcats, a runner in scoring position, and Ryan Taransky. Coates at first. First pitch below the zone for a ball.
Again, didn't miss by very much. Didn't think it was a strike, but he's been able to work his way around the zone. Just have to find your way in it.
The 1-0 on Smith. Slapped through the gap. Avin Applewick not able to make a play on it. Rounding home. Taransky scores a double for Jackson Smith as Coates now stands at third. And the Bearcats take back a lead, now leading 8-7 here in the top of the 8th, doing damage with 2 outs on the board.
Yeah, Smith was just on it, was able to get his tips around and fire that pitch into the gap between the second baseman Cruz and first baseman Applewick. Just another good piece of hitting. We've seen plenty of those today from each of these squads. And if you're Miami, just have to get out of this.
And this will end the day for Alex Gay now, as Scully will take the baseball from Gay, and Gay's day has concluded on the hill. New pitcher will come out for the RedHawks when we return here on Red Hawk Radio. Miami down 8-7 here at the Nuxhall Classic in the top of the 8th. A good one down here in Mason, Ohio. Austin Bergeron will be the new hand for the RedHawks. The right-handed pitcher for Miami on the season. Bergeron has seen lots of action for this RedHawks team. And he sees some more here tonight in the Nuxhall Classic. Pitch is slapped towards Gonzalez. Gonzalez cradles it and throws it over to first to record the final out. Bergeron throws one pitch and picks up the third out here to head into the bottom of the eighth. The RedHawks with some runs they need to add here as they are down 8-7. Stick around, don't go anywhere here on Red Hawk Radio. It's Miami baseball in a close one against the UC Bearcats here in the Nuxhall Classic. New pitcher for the Bearcats, Dominic Morrow here. Starting off the bottom of the eighth, 4.50 ERA, 1-2 win-loss record on the season with 11 appearances and 4 saves. That first pitch is inside on Roa. Christopher Roa will lead things off here in the bottom of the eighth for the RedHawks, needing some offense down a run.
Morrow, one of the more trustworthy relievers for Cincinnati this season. As that pitch clips the outside third of the plate for strike one. Transfer from Northwood in the D2 ranks. Morrow with just 5 walks this season compared to 29 strikeouts.
The lights are on here at Prasco Park as the sun is starting to set, and we're almost in the dark hours as that one's fanned on for strike number 2 by Roa. Christopher Roa looking to get on base as a leadoff guy for the RedHawks here in the eighth. Bearcats with a 1-run advantage. The 1-2 from Morrow is slapped to the shortstop in Niehaus. Niehaus makes the throw over in time to Coates to record the first out. A 6-3 ground out. And now Marcus Dirks will dig into the box for the RedHawks. Roa just whispered something to Dirks about the pitching from Morrow. So interesting to see if that will play a factor in this at-bat.
Yeah, Roa was able to make good contact with it. Just went right to the shortstop Niehaus.
That one misses downstairs. First pitch ball thrown by Morrow.
Obviously, at this point of the game, Well, I mean, at any point in the game, but especially now, any little piece of information you can try to get to gain advantage on the pitcher you need if you're Miami.
1-0 the count. Inside. Too far inside, though, because it's caught a ball. 2-0 the count now, as Dirks quickly gets ahead of it. Dirks spins his bat, resting it on his shoulder. Morrow gets set, the 2-0. Clips the zone in the lower half. 2-1 now the count.
Yeah, that one probably too low and probably too inside for the lefty Dirks. You can still afford to get your pitch here on the 2-1.
Breeze blowing from right to left here in Prasco. That one upstairs and away for ball number 3. And Dirks now ahead of the count, 3 balls, 1 strike here.
And Morrow might be the hardest hurler we have seen today. That last pitch coming in at 94.
3-1 the count, 1 out on the board. Here it comes. Outside. A 5-pitch walk for Marcus Dirks. And now the RedHawks with a base runner. And we'll head to the big bat, Evan Applewick.
Yeah, Morrow could certainly fire it in there. Gavin, we have 2 radar guns next to us. One of them's dead, but one of them has been charging. I'm going to try to use it here. We'll see if it works.
This is the best part about baseball. See, you can have some fun here in the press box. Like, why not? We're at Prasco Park. We've already had our fair share of food today. Now we're going to mess around with the radar guns. The throw is made back to first.
Hopefully Applewick has some fun in the batter's box. Has a single today. We're still waiting on that big hit from him. He's certainly capable of it.
He is a guy with just 1 swing can break open a game. And 1 swing here could take a lead. That one outside for ball number 1. 1-0 the count. When Evan Applewick is at the plate, you have to think big every single time, because that is the standard he has set. He is the leading RedHawk in home runs this season and all time. That one misses upstairs. 2-0 the count as Applewick quickly gets ahead of it.
No luck on the radar gun there. I'm just going to trust what they put on the left field scoreboard. I don't know how to work this thing. I leave that up to the scouts.
Morrow, the 2-0. Misses inside. Good job by Infeliz right there to stay in front of that baseball and not let it get past, because that would have got Dirks all the way to second if he didn't do that. 3-0 the count here on Evan Applewick. Looking to work a walk or maybe a base hit, but that one finds the zone as Applewick stands and watches that one go by. 3-1 now the count. UC leads 8-7. Mara throws back to first. Dirks gets back in time. Both teams with 11 hits. The offense has been shown today. It's delivered. The game's delivered. And now we sit here in the bottom of the 8th with Evan Applewick looking to deliver. This one slapped to center. Coming in on his Pitts, and Pitts will make the play. 2 outs now on the board. 1 out left before we head to the top of the 9th. And Tommy Harrison, another guy with just 1 swing, can make a change. 10 homers on the season.
I mean, it's just such a great opportunity for Miami right now. You have the game-leading run in the batter's box, and who has been your best hitter this season in Tommy Harrison. Just find a way to get on here.
Harrison watches that one go as it misses the zone outside and away.
If you're able to do that, pass the baton on to Ryan Novak. Obviously has the 2-run shot today. This feels like the part of the order, Gavin, where if Miami is going to get this comeback win, it has to come from this part of the order.
A big situation. Harrison fans on that one to even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Man, that's a great pitch there from Morrow. Going with something off speed to the lefty Harrison. He was way in front of that one.
Harrison, one of the more important at-bats this season, and he's had quite a few. Throw back to first, not in time as Dirks makes it back. Can Tommy Harrison deliver? With 2 outs on the board and a runner at first, down a run. The leading run at the plate is Tommy Harrison. The 1-1 from Morrow. Misses outside. 2-1 the count. Prasco Park, a park where many great games have been played, and tonight, another one of those games. The 2-1. Chopped to the shortstop in Niehaus, and Niehaus throws it over to second for the force out on Dirks to record the final out of the bottom of the 8th, and we'll head to the top of the 9th. UC looking to grow their lead and get some insurance runs when we return here on Red Hawk Radio. Top of the 9th here inside of Prasco Park, where the UC Bearcats lead 8-7 over the Miami RedHawks. Gavin Stark alongside Bryan Miller. We thank you so much for tuning in tonight here on this special edition of the Nuxhall Classic, as this one
that's well
is
timed.
down the first base line, throw towards first, but no one was covering it. An errant play, and that gets Derek Pitts all the way to second. He bunted that one down the first base line, and it was a beautiful laid down bunt. But some miscommunication over at first, and they threw it towards first when Pitts was probably going to be safe either way. Got by Cruz, and all of a sudden, Pitts stands at second now.
Yeah, I mean, perfectly placed down the first base line. Applewick had to charge in. There wasn't enough time for the pitcher, Berggren, to make his way from the pitcher's mound to first base. And I'm not sure what Miami was doing when they fielded that ball. I believe it was Applewick. It was. He got it. He turned over. I mean, you could see there's no one at first base. It just seemed like he was in a sense of panic, tried to flip it over there and hope that Diego Cruz, the second baseman, can try to cover first base in time. But, I mean, that just wasn't going to happen, and that just gives Pitts another free base.
So it's a base hit for Pitts, and an error gets him the second. That error coming from Evan Applewick. Just some miscommunication, things you can't do in a inning where UC's trying to get some insurance runs and make that comeback here in the bottom of the 9th that Miami have an opportunity for. Just ultimately so much harder. And these are the mistakes that Miami made when Kentucky was able to have a 7-run top of the ninth last week here. So Miami with Berggren on the bump still. A big swing and a miss from Enzo Infeliz in the first pitch. He takes no balls, 1 strike.
And Berggren's really going to have to step up here. Runner in scoring position for Cincinnati. Still no outs in the inning. Very, very critical to get Infeliz out here.
The 1 on Infeliz. It's chopped to Gonzalez. Gonzalez throws over to first in time. 6-3 put out for the first out. Pitts will get to third, though.
And I'm interested to see how Miami plays this defensively. I think down by 1 run, you're going to have the infield in. It looks like that's what Bryan Smiling Company is going to do, and I agree with it. You cannot allow Pitts at third to score in a 1-run game. Have to do whatever you can to keep a deficit at 1.
Infield crashes in. Berggren, deep breath. Swung on and missed there. It's Conlon Daniel. His first at-bat of this ball game. Comes in a big situation. Conlon Daniel, a transfer from Wright State, so he's familiar in this Nuxhall Classic. Played 2 seasons there. Played high school baseball here in Cincinnati, Ohio, at Moeller High School. Conlon's brother, Devlin, is one of the best baseball players in the state of Ohio right now in the high school world here.
He committed to Mississippi State, a good football player as well at Indian Hill High School. But his future is in baseball in the Diamond.
Whew. That one, I sort of missed as I was writing in my book there.
Yeah, it was a safety squeeze put on from Daniel. He just couldn't get the bunt down, at least in fair territory. That one fouled away, and that's probably best case scenario for Cincinnati. That would have been a very difficult pitch for Daniel to get down in fair territory.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Conlon Daniel with 1 out. UC leads by 1. That one finds the zone for a strike, and it's strikeout looking on Conlon Daniel in his first at-bat.
Big time.
Huge.
Big time strikeout there for Berggren. Now you could have the infield play back with 2 outs. You don't have to worry about the runner at third anymore. Just get the batter out.
And that's a huge moment for Berggren, looking to not add any of those insurance runs that UC is looking for. And UC knows that Miami, in striking distance right now, would love to keep it an 8-7 game headed into the ninth. Bottom of the ninth, rather. So that one hits off the bat, off of the bunt attempt there from Charlie Niehaus, and hits all the way to the backstop. But Pitts remains at third, just 90 feet from scoring. No runners on but Pitts at third.
They're going to try to get the third baseman Krupinski to play in. The first baseman Applewick playing a little back. I'll see if Cincinnati tries a safety squeeze again, try to get down the first base line.
The 0-1 misses high and upstairs. 1-1 now the count. Berggren, Niehaus, a big at-bat in the Nuxhall Classic. Lights fully on here in this beautiful complex. No sun left, but we're playing baseball. 1-1 inside and upstairs. It almost hits Niehaus. 2-1 now the count with 2 outs. UC with 12 hits on the day, Miami 11. Miami with those 2 errors, UC with 0, and that's a big part in why ultimately UC leads by a run. Berggren shakes his head to Rather, gets set. The 2-1 popped high up into the air. Applewick tracking over, not going to be able to make a play on this one as it leaves the playing surface. But it evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And I'd really, really doubt another safety squeeze attempt from Charlie Niehaus. That'd pretty much be a suicide squeeze attempt with 2 strikes on you. Gonna try to swing away. And if you're a Berggren, 1 pitch away from getting out of this jam.
2-2 with 2 outs. Runner 90 feet from scoring. That one finds the zone. A strikeout looking on Charlie Niehaus, and Austin Bergeron goes back-to-back backwards Ks.
Big time.
We'll head to the bottom of the ninth here in the Nuxhall Classic at Prasco Park. RedHawks down a run, need something here. The bottom of the ninth here, Gavin Stark alongside Bryan Miller. It's been a fun one since the start. We approach the 8:30 mark here, Eastern time, inside Mason, Ohio, and Ryan Novak, the bat due up for the RedHawks to get things started in the bottom of the ninth, needing a run to extend this game. 2 runs would win it. First pitch on Novak, misses outside. What a game this has been. A lot of times these weekday games, they may drag. This one has not. That one inside the zone just clips that outer third half. This game has been a long game, Brian, but it's been a great game that has kept us on the edge of our seats.
Yeah, a little bit of everything from each of these squads. Really good offenses, and we've seen that today as that's fouled away for strike 2. Will be a 1-2 count to Novak. But also some really good pitching moments, as we saw from Austin Bergeron in the last half inning. If Miami's able to get 1 run across, we got to be talking about Austin Bergeron, how he was able to hold a runner in scoring position to not allow us to get to a 2-run deficit.
The 1-2. Misses outside the zone to even up the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. What a take there from Ryan Novak.
And Novak's been that guy today. A couple at-bats ago. Was able to tie this game up with a 2-run shot in right field.
Comes the 2-2 on Novak. Popped up and foul. We'll do the 2-2 all over again.
And Morrow has been just pumping it into the strike zone. Novak just has to catch up here, try to get a bat on ball, try to get something in play. The UC infield, again with the heavy shift. Again, 3 infielders on the right side.
Here comes a 2-2 on Novak. It's swung on and fouled off of his foot. Novak seems to be all right. He'll take a break outside of the batter's box as the home plate umpire will collect some baseballs, it looks like. So Novak and Morrow get some breathers, as well as the rest of the Bearcats defense. Home plate umpire will return. 2-2 the count. For the 3rd time here, we will do the 2-2. Novak, the leadoff guy for the RedHawks in the bottom of the 9th. He's fanned on it for a strikeout. Morrow, 1 down.
Yeah,
2 to go.
Novak just overpowered there. The 93-mile-per-hour heater getting past Novak. Couldn't quite catch up to it.
Ignacio Gonzalez now Up to bat for the RedHawks. Novak fans on that. 1 out now for the Bearcats, 2 to go. Gonzalez up, Rather on deck. Gonzalez watches that ball go by as it's low. 1-0.
First pitch off speed from Morrow, trying to disrupt Gonzalez's timing. That one just missing the zone.
Gonzalez 2 for 4 on the day, but his 2 hits have came in his last 2 at bats. 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 7th, both singles, and he came around and scored. That one misses way upstairs for ball 2. Gonzalez scores on both of his hits. So he scored in the 5th and scored in the 7th. His singles have been meaningful. Can you get another one? 2-0 against Morrow. 1 out. That one clips the outer half of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike.
You have to think on a 2-0 count. Gonzalez has to be looking for his pitch and his spot. And that one just not quite in his spot. A little too far out for him.
The 2-1 on Gonzalez. Morrow misses upstairs. 3-1 the count as Gonzalez is ahead of it.
Very disciplined take there from Gonzalez. That high fastball can be so tempting for so many hitters. But he's able to lay off of it and get the count to 3-1.
3-1. Gonzalez. Foul tipped backwards. Just caught a piece of it, but it runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And another elevated fastball there from Morrow. I'm not sure if that was going to be called a strike or not. Gonzalez thought it was close enough to swing at. He didn't miss it by very much.
Gonzalez has struck out once in this ball game. In the 2nd, grounded out to the shortstop in Niehaus in the 1st in his 1st at bat. Faces a full count here in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out. No runners on. Gonzalez, a huge situation at the plate. Morrow looking to deliver for the Bearcats. Misses the zone. A competitive at bat, but Gonzalez reaches first off the base on balls.
Hard-earned walk. Gonzalez able to lay off a few tempting pitches, including on the payoff right there. Very disciplined for the underclassman, the young player that Gonzalez is. To have an at-bat like that speaks volumes on how disciplined, how good his plate awareness is, and how mature he is as a hitter.
And Drew Phillips will come in and pinch run for Ignacio Gonzalez as Carson Rather now the guy due up for the RedHawks. A powerful bat in Rather. Rather, a single in the 7th. Ground out in the 5th. He's had 2 at bats. He's 1 for 2. Came in relief of Matt Buffington behind the dish. Morrow still the guy on the hill for the Bearcats. First pitch misses downstairs.
Phillips at first base, 1 for 1 on stolen base attempts this season. I would really doubt we see a stolen base attempt here, but you would think anything in the gaps from the lefty Rather should allow Phillips to score.
Phillips with tons of speed, the sophomore. That one clips the zone, a breaking ball. Evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, 1-0 count. I don't think Rather was looking on a curveball there. Had to be sitting on a fastball. Not your pitch, that's fine.
1-1 the count, 1 out on the board. Phillips at first, pinch running for Gonzalez. Swung on and missed a huge hack from Carson Rather.
Now looks like a changeup there from Morrow coming in at 86 miles per hour. A lot of late movement, pulled the string on that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Swung on and missed. A huge strikeout from Morrow and the Bearcats. 1 out away from closing this game out, as Dom Krupinski looks to keep this game alive.
Yeah, last pitch, a great curveball from Morrow. Man, his stuff can be really outstanding. Has overpowered some of these Miami batters. As you mentioned, Gavin, it's going to be up to the veteran, Dom Krupinski, to keep the RedHawks alive.
Krupinski with 2 hits on the day, a single and a double in his last at-bat. needs something here. That one misses downstairs as Phillips stays put at first still. So he's at first. The winning run is at home plate. And Dominic Krupinski watches that one go by. That one called strike there. Similar location as the first pitch. That one goes for a strike. 1-1 the count on Dominic Krupinski. The Bearcats looking to fend off this Miami team. Morrow throws back to first. Phillips back in time. 2 outs on the board as the Bearcats lead 8-7 over the RedHawks. RedHawks looking for their first Power 4 victory. Can they get it here at Prasco? Slapped foul down the third base line.
Ugh, man, just a smidge late on that one. Made good contact. He's just a millisecond earlier. He's getting that one into the outfield, probably into the gap.
Krupinski takes a really deep breath. Digs his foot into the box. Here comes the 1-2, a strike away from the Bearcats winning. That one finds the zone, and the Bearcats pick up a victory at Prasco Park in the Joe Nuxhall Classic.
That was just a big-time pitch there from Bruno. Caught Krupinski completely off guard. Was not looking fastball there. Really, really good stuff from Morrow with 3 Ks in the inning and able to slam the door and get the save. Credit to him.
Morrow with an impressive performance down the stretch for this Bearcats team, and they fend off the RedHawks and win 8-7 here at Prasco Park. What a game that was from both teams. We saw a total of 23 hits, and we expected that one as this game approached. 2 great offensive bats, and they produced today. 15 total runs, 23 hits, 2 errors, both going towards Miami. And we've seen some good baseball at Prasco Park once again here, Bryan.
Yeah, I mean, really good game, really competitive game. Have to credit Miami for fighting back into this game down 3-0 after the top of the first. They're able to get 3 across. So it's a tie game after 1. After giving up 2, win the 3rd. They're able to fight back in the 5th, take the lead. And just 2 small critical mistakes for the RedHawks at the end, either pitching-wise or defensively, and just weren't quite able to get the big hit late to get back in this game. Close loss, but you could learn a lot from it. And the rivalry week continues as they take on Ohio this weekend.
Yep. Rivalry week it is, as the next time you'll see the RedHawks, we will have that coverage for you. That'll be Friday at 3 p.m. at Hayden Park at McKee Field. As the Bobcats come in to Oxford for a weekend series in the Mid-American Conference, where conference play will resume for the RedHawks. They drop another and fall to 20-11 on the season. The RedHawks look to stay hot, though, in Mid-American Conference play. Starting on Friday, can they get another series victory, this time against their old rivals, the Ohio Bobcats? They fall tonight 8-7 here inside of Prasco Park. I've been Gavin Stark. Bryan Miller, you have anything else to say?
Really good game today. Look forward to seeing you guys this weekend.
Gavin Stark, Bryan Miller, we thank you so much for tuning in today here on RedHawk Radio. It's been a pleasure having you. It's been a pleasure being here at Prasco Park. We thank them all for having us in
absolutely
high-class facility, high-class people here at Prasco Park. And for now, we're saying so long here from Prasco Park. Back with you on Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. First pitch against the Ohio Bobcats. Thanks for tuning in.